Yes, yes, yes. How y'all doing today? We just went live. Gates Open Media. Hey, y'all see the new logo up there? Bang, bang, boogie. Yeah, yo. Hey, with that being said, we got some things to talk about today. The hood loves Trump. Chicago mayor is gonna sue Kia and Hyundai, and then also the new dispute, undisputed, aired today. We're gonna talk about all that more when we come back. Boy, I tell you. Bang, bang, boogie. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Whoever you are, good morning, good night, good evening, good day, whatever you want to call it. Welcome to the show, Gates Open Media. We got Deuce already in the background. You know what I'm saying? He ready to come in, I think. But we're going to bring him on screen, on screen anyway. What's going on, sir?
What's up, Deuce in the building? What's going on? What's cracking? What we talking about?
Oh, man, we got a lovely one today. He got a lovely one today. Hey, the hood loves Trump.
The hood definitely loves Trump.
Hey, they arrested him out there in Atlanta. Hey, he got so much support out there too. From the black.
He got support like he's Young Thug.
Yeah,
like
and then
or something.
The mayor of Chicago decides to sue Kia and Hyundai
for their car security systems.
Yeah, say they too easy to steal.
The Kia boy is going crazy, boy.
Kia boy is killing them. And then the new Undisputed aired today, and they got a new theme song along with some new co-hosts.
Let's talk about that. Because that's fresh on my brain right now.
That's where you want to start at, Cole?
Yeah.
All right. So let's start.
Crazy.
Well, hold on. I didn't even see the show today, to be honest.
Oh man, I had to watch some clips. I was like, ooh, because how you didn't even see the show? You sent some clips. You made me go watch it.
I did see like one or two. I ain't see the whole show, I should say.
You made me go watch it, man. I was like, damn, I gotta go check this shit out, man. See what they do in the clip.
You see the new theme song though?
Nah, I didn't see the theme song. I seen him busting his ass up though. Them boys was busting him up on there.
Yeah, he couldn't even get a word in. But you know, Lil Wayne got a new theme song. We're gonna let that ride for a second. Fair use, by the way, YouTube.
Good morning.
I like it.
It's Weezy FS1. Skip the BS and put everybody after BS. PS, all I spit is FACTS. Be less, skip be less, yes, say less. Top of the top, apex, everyday flex. If you ain't got no haters, you ain't poppin'. I ain't trying to hate. Let's have a Jordan and LeBron debate. I got time today, dripping on the chain. My diamonds say what they gotta say. If you think it's a game, I commentate, I ain't gotta play. On in the morning, I own my opponent. My competition is not an issue, it's cotton tissue. Unconventional, controversial, convoluted, unconditional, undeterred and undisputed. No mercy. No mercy, unconventional, controversial, convoluted. It's the new undisputed. Now let's go face to face. I embrace debate. I don't make mistakes. I just make my case. Drop smoke when I'm done. What more can I say? Now bite to my tongue. I don't like the taste, and I won't back down. 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 No mercy. No mercy. No mercy. Yeah. Unconventional, controversial, convoluted, unconditional, undeterred and undisputed. No mercy. No mercy. No mercy. Yeah. Unconventional, controversial, convoluted. It's the new undisputed. No mercy. No mercy. Good morning. It's Weezy FS1.
Yeah. What you think about the intro?
I won't even lie though. Lil Wayne snap.
Yeah. I thought it was fire.
No, he I can't even really hate on it. You know what I'm saying? He brought me back to that 06, 07 Lil Wayne there for a little minute. For a little second there, he went to spit, and I'm like, hold on now, this is an intro now. This an intro. This a children's, television too now. But nah, I fuck with it though. Skip was still getting his head top though. He's still getting his head top.
So next we gotta go
boys
with the
busting him up. They busting him up, boy. They about to bust him up on here. You know what? I'll say this. I don't like Michael Irvin.
Huh?
I don't like Michael Irvin on the show. He talked too much.
Yeah, that's what everybody was saying today. I say he took over the show. Say Skip, they're gonna have to roll him in, but he high strong anyway.
I mean, he's fucking no. You just can't talk about the Cowboys with that nigga, man.
Huh?
No, you just can't talk about the Cowboys with him, man. He over there always want to
that's what I'm saying. And him and Skip are Cowboy fans. Oh, obviously he's a Cowboy fan, but Skip is too. But let's roll the
Well, no, but if you listen though to this episode, Skip is now starting to play like the Cowboys fan that doubts, and puts negative shit out there. So like he basically said he doesn't believe in Dak Prescott. Where Michael Irvin was like he's in love with Dak Prescott. You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna play that clip.
So that it's gonna be interesting to see how that dynamic plays out, like who takes what side and shit like that.
Yeah.
Richard Sherman just seems like he's gonna be over there just being a little dickhead to everybody. That's what he seems like.
Who, Sherman?
Yeah, like he just gonna undercut everybody takes. You know what I'm saying? He just gonna come in. Well, the stats say.
Yeah. Well,
this nigga.
You gotta have a different point of view for going back to Skip and Michael Irvin, since they both like the Cowboys, so you gotta have a difference of opinion, especially to start this thing off.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
But
it's just interesting. Like Keyshawn is gonna take up for his boy Mike Irvin for the most part.
Wide outs, and then they're gonna go against the DB too.
And then Richard Sherman just be hitting them with numbers. He just wants to hit them with numbers. He like, fuck all that shit you're talking about. Numbers don't say that. You can say all the shit you want to, but numbers don't say that. Like, it's interesting. You're gonna play a clip on this one, but it's interesting conversation to have later about like wide receivers catching with their hands versus catching with their body. It's a very interesting conversation because you have a Hall of Fame defensive back and a Hall of Fame receiver arguing about it. You know what I'm saying? And they both have a difference of opinion.
Yeah, I think Sherman used to play wide receivers in high school or something.
Yeah,
maybe I'm wrong.
Probably play both ways, but I just think that's a different dynamic now you're bringing to that show. Like you got motherfuckers who, when it comes to football,
all of them got Super Bowls.
When it comes to football, like them motherfuckers know what they're talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like you can't just say, "Hey, you don't know this because you ain't done it." Them motherfuckers go and look at each other like, "Bitch, nigga, I done did it."
all three Hall of Famers. Well, probably not Keyshawn, but
Keyshawn
if he would have played a little longer, he probably would have been a Hall of Famer.
But I think
all three of them got Super Bowl rings, and all of them have been the guy, so to speak, on the team. You know what I mean?
Michael Irvin was the guy of a decade.
Yeah, and Sherman was. I ain't gonna say he was the guy on that defense, but he was a big problem.
Hear me now. Before you disrespect him, Richard Sherman is a first ballot Hall of Famer.
He's definitely a Hall of Famer. Definitely.
He's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
When you talk about the GOAT to the Hall of Fame, that's where it changes. But he's definitely a Hall of Famer. First ballot.
Say it with me. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he's definitely a first ballot Hall of Famer. I'm not disputing that.
The amount of picks he has as a corner, it's fucking insane.
Yeah, we're gonna go through all their numbers. And my boy Runday got in there this year, I think.
Stop. He got in there for playing a long time. That's why he got in there.
Stop it. The stats too, Carl. He's a 2020 guy. 20 sacks, 20 interceptions.
He played a long time.
Hey, maybe that's how only way he would have got in there. But he in there. You know what I'm saying? But that's
why he's lobbying for his brother Tiki to get in there. What the fuck Tiki need to be in there for?
Tiki should have decided to keep playing and not retire early because he was one of the better backs in the league when he was playing until he retired. Then he tried to come back and it was a no-go. But this is Skip introducing the guys to the show.
Good morning. How about that Lil Wayne? I love you, man. How about this Undisputed? You are going to love it, man. How about them Cowboys? NFC Championship game, here we come, baby. Whew. Good morning. This is the greatest morning of my career. This is about to be the greatest show I have ever been a part of. Welcome
See how he did
to the new Undisputed.
Oh yeah,
he over here meat riding.
But I mean, they even gonna kind of, cause I know when Keyshawn come out, he ain't say that, but you can tell Skip wanted him, and Skip had to do something to go get him. But yeah, you'll be able to tell.
I'm about to introduce my new dream team of co-hosts. You just heard our new intro song from my brother Lil Wayne, who will join me a little later in today's show to go inside the creation of this instant classic called Good Morning. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Dwayne Michael Carter Jr. And in just a few minutes, I'll kick off a new feature featuring you. Your thoughts on the show, your tweets and memes on the show. We don't mind a little sarcasm as long as it's funny sarcasm. You can reach us at #UndisputedLive. Now understand, I haven't changed one bit, but my teammates and format sure have. LeBron still has no clutch gene. Aaron Rodgers is still the most overhyped player in NFL history. And my Cowboys will rise above middle of the pack Dak and Mike McCarthy. But now you get to hear from three of the biggest personalities in sports history. Are you ready? The time has come to introduce my dream team. First up, he was one of the biggest talkers and smartest players ever. Super Bowl champion with the Seattle Seahawks. Most famous member of the all-time great Legion of Boom. Three-time first team All-Pro. Five-time Pro Bowler. Yet he's best known for putting me in my place 11 years ago on ESPN. Wait, that's not right. Who's writing this stuff? Straight out of Compton, by way of Stanford, Richard Sherman. Come on down.
Yeah.
Richard!
Come on now.
Here we go!
Come on. Hey, you knew this was inevitable. This was inevitable.
I wanted you, and I got you.
You got me.
Come on.
Next up, he was only the third receiver ever and the last receiver ever to be selected #1 overall in the draft in 1996 by the Jets. He won a Super Bowl with the Bucs in spite of John Gruden. He grew up in the shadow of USC right here in LA. He starred for the Trojans, and he is an insufferable USC and Lakers fan. Oh no, another LeBron lover. The title of the book he once wrote was Just Give Me the Damn Ball. Well, I'm about to. Here is Keyshawn Johnson.
What's happening, Skippy? What's up, sir?
What up, baby?
We good?
Come on.
Yep. That's right. We're gonna have a little bit of fun on this show.
Yes, sir.
A lot different than what they think it was, I'm sure.
Okay, here we go. And last, but definitely not least, as I've said many times, I believe this man was the greatest receiver ever. He was the leader, the rocket fuel of Dallas Cowboy teams that won 3 Super Bowls. Never has there ever been a more fitting nickname, the Playmaker. When it was time to play 88 made plays, trust me, I was there. Now he's about to make a whole bunch more plays right here on the new Undisputed. Out of the U and Big D, Michael Irvin.
You. Woo. Hey, I am here now. Good to be home, too.
Hey, man.
Good to be home. Bro, Skip, you know I got nothing but love for you when you say I'm the baddest man out there. Let's just make it right, Skip. I don't care what they say. They say I'm the baddest man out there. I got nothing but love for that man.
Hey, you and I have been through a lot in our
We've been in that locker room.
Yes, we have.
We've been in that. Let me just first say, I love that we are standing here all champions. as players, all champions. So we when we talk, we all know what we're talking about and where we're talking from. We're talking from that stadium of a champion, since we're all of that.
Yes, sir.
And allow me to say, it is surreal to be here with you three, but it is a distinct honor for me to be sitting amongst the three of you. So I appreciate all of you. I fought for all of you to be here, and it is a privilege and an honor to be with you.
Yeah, it was a fight. It wasn't easy. That's for sure.
Then again, allow me to say, I'm actually afraid to ask the first question because I'm afraid once you guys start talking, I'll never get another word in on the rest of the history of the show.
There's going to be something.
Okay, let's do it.
That was cute.
He said that was cute.
Cute.
What the? I don't get ads. What is this? Okay.
How big a threat?
We'll come back to that. But yeah, man, what you thought about that? The intro he had. I introduced the guys.
I think the intro was it was needed for him to even have a show.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you got to think about it. Also, Michael Irvin's still going through his crap. You know, the false allegations or whatever the word is. And Keyshawn just got fired from Disney, basically. And Sherm, I don't know what he was doing, to be honest. So
he was doing like NFL anchoring or whatever. Okay. And then he was also doing podcast shit.
No, he's like some type of coach or something with the Bucks last year, I think it was. And then
he played.
Yeah, but he didn't really play. They had him in like a coaching role, a mentor role or something. I don't know. But anyway, so it seemed like Richard Sherman was the first one to commit. I feel like I think he was. And then two, I mean Keyshawn and Michael, I don't know. But I don't think nobody else wanted to hire Michael.
I know nobody would probably touch him, but I mean, would you touch him if he had a rape allegation?
Well, that's not why they tried to. They didn't have him. They didn't let him do the Super Bowl after the lady at the Super Bowl said he did something. Well, it's clearly on camera. They didn't do nothing but talk. So that's where he got all the. So yeah, based off of that, if that was the I can't say the word, but anyway, if that was what you was talking about, then yeah, I would hire him. Based off of that, it's been a whole. It's been that was this Super Bowl, right? This past Super Bowl. So it's been 6-7 months since that happened, and we don't have anything yet. So I'm pretty sure everybody's done their investigations or whatever you want to call it. But I'm happy to see Mike on the TV anyway. And then I think he had a counter lawsuit. Maybe he dropped it. I think it was he had a counter lawsuit. If that was a strategic way to get the court to do the to go to court somewhere. I don't remember. I remember hearing something about it. But anyway, it doesn't matter. But I think it's gonna be pretty interesting. I didn't see the full show. So and then we got sitting Politic over there politicking. What's going on, sir?
Making the pod great again. You know what I'm saying? Making the pod great again.
Yeah, Trump loved in the hood.
Say it with me. Make the pod great again. No, I'm playing. Yeah, you already know. You already know. Fuck Donald Trump. Hey. No, just wait.
We went over Lil Wayne intro.
Oh, fire. Yeah.
And Skip introducing the guys to the show.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'm happy I'm seeing this right now. I got to watch a little bit of what was happening before I hopped in because I wanted to know what you guys are talking about. I know you guys were talking about all the different guys on the desk and whether or not you would hire Michael Irvin. Deuce made an interesting point about some allegations that were thrown in his direction, and you seem to kind of like pass those off pretty Pretty quickly, brother. Yeah, pretty quick. Yeah.
If you're talking from the Super Bowl, then yeah, I'm letting that go.
All right, brother. Well, hey, I mean,
It was on tape. I mean, you seen the tape?
Was that the extent of their interaction? I don't know. I mean, that's where
From my understanding, that was all they had.
Hey, I hope so.
But that, from my understanding, that was all they had.
I hope so. But most of the time, you launch an investigation and you handle that. So yeah, I'm sure that's what happened, and maybe that's why there's a little bit of hesitance. I mean, because has he been working in the meantime? Those allegations were like what, a year ago, 2 years ago, maybe.
The Super Bowl. It was just I don't know
this
if it was
past Super Bowl.
Super Bowl or the one before, but I think it was this past Super Bowl.
Okay, yeah, I don't quite remember.
Might have been the one.
Yeah, that seems like it was a little bit of a older story as far as like maybe a year ago, but maybe I'm mistaken. You know how time goes, man. You know how time goes. So
yeah, that's what I was thinking. I don't remember this year or last year, but it's been a hot little minute. Nothing's come out.
Well, it does matter though, right? If it was this past Super Bowl, if it was a year ago, if it was a year ago and he hasn't been working, then it sounds like people agree with Deuce and they went ahead and they let that hot potato cool off. You feel what I'm saying? They went ahead and gave us some time and said, go ahead and sit down. You're all right. And we'll come back to the negotiations in a year and then whatever the situation is. And then it cleared up, obviously. I mean, look, I'm not trying to crucify the man. I'm just saying, like, that's an interesting point that he made. And depending on if he hasn't been working since February of this year, or has he not been working in February of the year previous, that's a pretty big difference, I would say. And maybe that does actually have something to play into it. Just point
honestly, I didn't even think about it because I was just like, well, it's not over.
Me
I
either.
don't believe.
Yeah, me either, to be honest. I didn't think about it either. But when Deuce brought it up, I was like, oh, damn, man, I forgot he had those allegations out there. But I also remember what you're saying, where there was like a video that came out and it was pretty clear cut as far as like that he had handled himself appropriately at that point. I just don't know the extent of if there was any accusations of like further content. I mean, not content, or like contact rather. Yeah. So, yeah. So either way.
It could be because I don't think he, I don't think they was trying to give him back his job at NFL Network or wherever it was.
Yeah.
I was trying to hire him or anything like that. So
yeah.
Well, kind of cleared it up, but I'm happy to see Mike back in action. Hope he stays.
Yeah. Keep his hand to himself. You see, they got rid of did they get rid of the female moderator altogether?
I don't know.
Well, I'm asking. You guys have been watching it. I haven't watched it. Is there somebody like that's on webcam or whatever? Or is it just them?
I didn't see most of the show. I've seen the one little clip. I've seen a couple.
That's interesting. Okay, that's interesting. That's different. I mean, it's a funny comedic take to say that they brought Michael Irvin on and decided to, get rid of that position. But in reality, it's probably just like a reformatting in general. So I wonder how they keep it organized. Is this because basically what we're watching is a podcast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what's really the main difference? It's on TV. Because I mean, if it's just them sitting there going over topics and like moving from topic to topic, that's what we all do. It made it a little bit different when there was a moderator basically presenting questions for the people to debate. Yeah.
Yeah. I think, and maybe this is the conspiracy theory in me. Theorist in me. But I think Skip, I think he kind of planned that. So I don't know if it's the part of it, but I think Skip tried to like kind of plan that for this to end with Shannon. I don't know if he meant it to end that way or whatever the case may be, but I think they knew Skip and the team knew that they need to refresh what was going on.
I'm listening, by the way. I'm just gonna step away, but I got the headphones on. And by the way, I'm coming through clear, good quality.
Yeah, you good?
Okay.
So yeah, I think Skip had something to, and maybe the team. I'm not saying Shannon did, but I think they probably had something planned because they wanted to refresh the show. But like with celebrities, bad publicity is good publicity. Any publicity is them. So that's what I think. Obviously, I have no means of, you know what I'm saying, where that comes from other than my brain deep. So I definitely could be
common sense.
But,
well, I mean, you're just like connecting the dots and stuff like that. It makes sense, and you're kind of interpreting, reading the tea leaves, as they say. So, I mean, not to say that that's exactly a clear cut depiction of what happened. That's fair, but I could see that there may be. The thing is interesting is because supposedly both. I'm not exactly sure of the implementation. That's why I wanted to watch this with you guys. I'm not sure of the implementation of the idea, but it sounded like Stephen A. Smith and them are going to do something pretty similar to this. And so I'm wondering who had the idea first, to be honest, because at this point now we're seeing here First Take is going to move to more of like an ensemble cast of people that come in surrounding Stephen A. Smith. So then after that kind of news broke, and it was like Shannon Sharp's going to be on there 2 days a week and whatever else the other lineup was supposed to be. Now all of a sudden you have all this news drop from Skip. That's not to say that either. It doesn't really tell us who came up with it first, who put the information out first, but it is interesting to see because Stephen A. and First Take, they could have got wind after Shannon Sharp left that, oh, they're going to reformat and they're going to change and then at that point they could have copied the new format. But it's just interesting to me to think because they're both moving at the same time to a similar kind of format. And honestly, I think Skip got tired of making these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? He's like, damn, I'm building these motherfuckers have to go be bigger than me. Don't even make any sense.
Yeah. I think, but you got to think about it also in the show. I remember in the beginning that every once in a while they'll have a guest come on. But more recently, I don't remember them really having any guests come on the show. And
well, but
going back and forth.
Well, but First Take back in the day, it was like that. And we've talked about this before, but they used to have like literally it'd be like with Skip, and then they would have like first down and it would be a question, and then second down would be a question. Do you remember this?
Yep.
Okay, so so they're going back to like not necessarily that rigid of a style because that was very, very specific, where it's like at that point they would have like small questions, they would debate it for like 5 minutes. Where then with Skip and Shannon, it became a little bit more like it seemed like free form, where it's like kind of like how we do when we do the podcast, where it's like, okay, we have a general question and then just go off the general question as much as you want and like try to bring it back to the general question at some point. So it has been done before, is I guess my point. I've heard like on Twitter, people were laughing and saying that Skip barely got to talk in this. So I don't know if I haven't seen enough of it to say. I just saw a little clip and I said to Deuce, I think, or maybe I put it in the chat, but I was like, these guys right here are all trying to become like the next Shannon Sharp. Like, yo, pick me to be the guy. Pick me to be the guy that sit across from you. Like, literally, the clip I saw, Michael Irvin literally stood up out of his chair and was like doing the most, being like talking over everybody. You had Richard Sherman literally like everybody was being so animated and over the top that I was like, this is, it's obvious. Well, it's just cool because it's like people are understanding the opportunity that's at hand. Being one of the faces of sports, talk shows, basically.
I mean, really, it's only really outside of podcast. There's only 2 shows, and that's this one and First Take.
First Take, yeah.
This is it. This is the creme de la creme, so to speak.
No, yeah, I agree with you. I think everything else is kind of secondary. People don't. It doesn't move the needle in the sports conversation, in my opinion. Like you'll hear of people like freaking out about something that Stephen A. said on First Take, or freaking out about something that Skip said on Undisputed. But like you don't really hear about what people say on Around the Horn or like all these other shows, even though they're good in their own right. And like back in the day, I used to love those shows, and I would watch them for hours, literally. Yeah. Hours, bro. Crazy to think how much time I spent. Insane. Because literally it'd be like, okay, 2 o'clock to 6 o'clock. I'm watching.
You'll have the same, like 3 or 4 shows. Yeah. And they got the same topics.
Oh, I was about to say that. That was the next thing I was going to say. Yeah, they're all talking about the same shit. But, I mean, for that, it was whatever. It was a time. And I remember, what was it, Sports Nation back in the day? That used to be my shit, too, with Colin Cowherd and Michelle Beadle. So,
Wiley was on there, I think.
Marcellus Wiley, I think he came on there like towards the end of he ended up taking over, and it was his show after that. But yeah, I completely agree with you. These other shows, they have like a very niche market, like intense sports fans watch them, and I don't even know how much that's the case now. We've had the conversation on here before. How much
many podcasts now?
Sure, and just podcasts, and even like just things on the internet, even if it's not podcast form. Things that just live on the internet that are like news sources or whatever the fuck you want to. So I mean, yeah, people just go straight to the ESPN app and just say fuck watching ESPN. To be honest,
but see, I want to play devil's advocate here.
Please, yeah.
So, the way Skip did Shannon, put your glasses back.
You love to bring that part up, man. You love that.
Yeah, that's it. The Hamlin stuff. Obviously, you got 3 football guys here. The way everybody says that Skip disrespected Shannon over the last year, really. So these obviously 3 black men coming on the show.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're gonna get any heat from anybody because people were saying, "Oh, well, Skip, Shannon carried the show. Shannon did this, blah blah blah." Whether it's true or not doesn't matter. But the way he disrespected a black man, and now you got 3 black men replacing him, and one he had a not an altercation, but whatever you want to call it, similar. What you call it? Argument. I don't know. With Richard Sherman. You know what I'm saying? So do you think? I haven't seen anything where they got any heat for, because you would think they'd be like, well, you got to protect him, or you got to back Shannon, so y'all can't go on the show.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I think so. From what I know about all of these guys' personalities, none of these guys are gonna give a fuck about that. Like honestly, maybe Keyshawn gives a sliver of a fuck about that. But these other two guys, they will not give a fuck about that at all. I think they would be happy to even play into the fact that people don't like that they did that. And yeah, I mean, I think Richard Sherman or Michael Irvin, they're equipped for sure to, not care about that. I wonder if the viewership ends up being affected by it. Maybe people don't take Skip as serious as they used to. Which I mean, I don't know how serious they took him, but there was at least like a semblance of like an understanding. Like if I sit across the desk from Shannon Sharp, I do have to understand that he's a Hall of Fame football player. And it seemed like Skip always had a certain level of like respect and reverence for those players when they came on the show to speak about their own perspectives. So when that happened, and I think it probably had less to do with Skip not respecting that and more to do with probably just personalities just rubbing against each other too long and just having an issue at a certain point. So yeah, I mean, so I could see that it hurting his credibility, where people look at him and they're like, yeah, you didn't respect the sport correctly, as much as like even his race coming into play, as much as like you're a journalist, and you're coming in, and I think that does bring credibility. I think him being a journalist brings credibility, but it was like just like he would be expected to be respected to a certain extent for his 30, 20 years of sports journalism. The same, obviously more respect should be given to the people you cover, because none of this exists without the players going out and doing what they do. So it's like, I think that, so it kills that, where it's like, yo, you listen to him talk, and it's like, when that comes up into my mind, like, yo, you really disrespected a fucking Hall of Famer that was a huge draw onto the show. And I think it probably is bigger than Skip. I think Stephen A. might be bigger than Skip now, but I think when they were on the show together, which actually you bring an interesting point, maybe accidentally. So I just want to kind of touch on this. Do you think it would be better for Skip if he was sitting across like other sports journalists debating and not athletes?
No, I don't think so, because
it used to be that a lot, by the way, if you remember. It used to be a lot of like analysts and stuff that were not athletes. He would have Rob Parker on there. there's a few guys that they used to have on First Take all the time. I mean, not First Take as well.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, I want to let you go. It's just you made me think of that.
It's good like a Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley don't tell her how it is. You can't have a Patrick Beverly on there because he ain't gonna tell her how it is. You want some people. I mean, they ain't gonna shouldn't tell everything now. Don't let all the underwear outside to dry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But keep it real. But give the fans what they want to hear. Skip, I mean, he's been in the locker room. I'm pretty sure, but he hadn't been in that necessarily in that brotherhood, so to speak. So to hear it from the players, in my opinion, yes, I've heard all these guys talking, and I mean, it's interesting. Don't get me wrong.
Sure.
But I'd rather hear it from the players who's going to keep it real too, though. And I don't mind hearing it from analysts either. So I'm not saying like analysts can't talk sports, hell, because we talk sports. Not that I didn't play, but obviously I didn't play at that level. So another thing I was thinking about was thinking about the money aspect of it. When even if these guys want to, back Shannon or something and not come on the show, they got to make a paycheck too. You know what I'm saying? They don't play ball anymore.
And these were probably
businesses, but
well, real quick, and I want you to cook, but I don't know if you know this, and I don't know this for sure, but I wonder if these like some of these guys anyways were FS1 employees already. They may have been under contract for like other shows or like for commentating games and shit like that. I feel like they're familiar faces, all of them on Fox. So I just wonder, like, I mean, you come to Richard Sherman if he's working game days on Fox and you tell him like, hey, we'd also like you to do this and we're going to give you this pay. Like, that's kind of, you put him in a really weird position to put his job actually at risk if that's the case. You feel what I'm saying? Next thing you know, he's kicked off the fucking game day coverage because they got a guy that they'll hire to do it. Steve Smith will do it. Steve Smith actually would have been fired.
Yeah. I didn't think about that, but I do like Steve.
Me either, to be honest. Yeah.
Michael Irvin, when they introduced him, he was like, good to be back. Sounding like to me, like back with Fox. I don't know if he was with Fox before.
Gotcha.
But it sounded, you know what I'm saying? Sounded, that's what I took from it. Anyway.
Well, maybe it's like good. It might be like from what Deuce was talking about, where it's like good to be back after like a hiatus from the bullshit.
Yeah, it could have been that.
Yeah. So I mean, I feel you. But he could have been locked in. Excuse me. Even during that hiatus or whatever, they may have had him go to sit down, but him still be under contract. I'm just speculating, but it makes sense in my opinion that they would pull from the pool that they already have. And then if you're going to give these guys any shit because of that, then you really need to consider that they would have had to have been willing to lose whatever gig they currently had to just make a moral stand, not to go on undisputed. What the fuck is that even? Like, what moral stand are you taking there?
Yeah, I feel where it's coming from.
Yeah, but I mean, I people will make an issue out of fucking anything though, so you're not. Yeah, you're not wrong.
It'll be interesting to see, especially when basketball season starts. What are they going to do? Who's going to be that leader of the commentary for basketball?
They could just switch it out.
Be Michael Irvin, definitely. Sherm, honestly, I don't expect it to be. I don't know what he knows, but Keyshawn, I remember seeing him on the show with Jason Williams. For the most part, he would pass it to Jason. But we'll talk a little bit of basketball, but I don't know.
Well, I mean, I think just like you were saying,
Shannon was damn good though.
Just like you were saying with us is, you got to give these guys. So in that aspect, they become analysts or whatever you call that. Somebody that's not a former player. So I give them the leeway to, really embrace those sports and learn them and be able to talk about them. I have no issue with that. I do think though that, there's a place as well for people who are coming up and have just an interest in it. Somebody myself that's an independent broadcaster, somebody that it is a shame that right now we're looking at 3 out of 4 of these seats are all former players, which should have a right to talk about the sport after their career. But I mean, I think that it's fair to say that there should be other voices there too. The one other voice that's there to be represented is like a legacy journalist that has basically more of a celebrity profile than they do any kind of like journalist profile or actual like fan perspective or whatever. I think that kind of perspective is valuable and is kind of being lost in this instance. So, people that are actually invested in the games that are being played. It's great to be able to hear about the behind the scenes, but half these guys, like, they won't even pick fucking games if you ask them who's going to win this game. It's like relationships or whatever the fuck. And like, oh, I can't pick that game because I'm commentating on the game. It's like, whatever. So yeah, I just think that a multitude of perspectives.
If they commentate on the game, they can't pick the game?
Yeah, if you're doing like the actual commentary on a game, you're not allowed to pick. You're not allowed to pick the win. Yeah, I've seen like Kirk Herbstreit and shit like that. He's been on these shows, and they've asked him, and he's like, "Yeah, I can't pick." So I didn't know that until whenever it came up.
I didn't know that either. Just not.
Yeah, hey brother, that's how it happens. I get to pass the good word along.
The thing I want to say really quick is, I think the timing was perfect too. They break up the show. They start this show right at football season when you got 3 football guys, and I'm pretty sure here and there they'll bounce a little basketball and then maybe the one who has the best. Because I think Richard Sherman supposed to be on there every day though, or 5 days a week.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah,
that'll be interesting to see. I'm not sure.
That's going to be interesting to see who comes out as the best basketball talking or other sports, baseball. I think they talk a little bit of everything. So,
but if this is the format, then it leaves it open for the basketball season comes. You can have a basketball season crew. Maybe keep one of these. If it's Sherman, sure, but then you just have people come in and talk about it. You got 4 chairs here for football. Yeah. And they already did that to a certain extent. You touched on that earlier. And I mean, me personally, I used to really like that aspect of First Take when you would have like a random, like Jalen Rose would just sit in on a basketball conversation, and he would debate Skip and smoke his ass. And then sometimes you would even see him say like, "Hey, do you have time to stay and like for another segment?" And and they would say, "Oh, I got to run to another show," because it was all being done on the ESPN campuses at that time. But so yeah, that was kind of like that kind of interesting debate feel and kind of like hot chair feel. People would step in and bring the energy back up. That was a benefit of ESPN when they had so many fucking personalities and employees.
Yeah,
they laid off half the fucking people. So it's like now I don't even think they could do that. FS1 maybe on the other hand could do that, where like I said, you keep like a hot chair, keep people passionate, high energy coming in, getting the most out of Skip. And then you can have him with like a partner. I think it's interesting. There's no moderator. That is really kind of blowing my mind. I didn't realize that when I watched it earlier. I didn't
even think about it till you said it.
Yeah, like I said, I saw this clip of this on Twitter, and I didn't notice either. So it's like I'm like, damn, it's good that I didn't notice it, I guess. But the clip was fucking wild. Like I said, when I was watching, I'm like, what the fuck? So maybe they need a moderator. Maybe they see this episode, they're like, oh yeah, that's why we had the fucking lady in the room to bring down the fucking testosterone a little bit.
Bring us back. Bring it back.
Yeah, fucking settle it down. So yeah, I mean, I wonder how they do that. Maybe Richard Sherman's low key kind of that, if he's going to be on every episode. Like, I mean, I do that kind of. Like, I moderate to a certain extent, keep the show moving, host, but then also argue. So. But like I said, that's why it's a podcast. I feel like what I'm looking at is a podcast. Just like 4 people, we're all getting in on the conversation, talking shit, and yeah.
I mean, but when you even say that is all it is. That's how all of them are. Just highly televised, and they got a lot of millions of people watching for the most part. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah. I mean, when you say highly televised, you mean like highly produced, right? Like overly produced?
Produced.
Yeah,
but also a lot of viewers.
Also televised. I mean, yeah, it is televised for sure.
Televised, but yeah, I just used it. But yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
No, yeah. I mean, so yeah, I hear you on that. I mean, for the most part, it is kind of that, and some of these shows will give you like more game showy kind of formats. But genuinely, yeah, that's why I think so many people that grew up like me and we're 2 examples of that. We said we spent the better part of our afternoons watching ESPN. So that must have had some kind of impression on us to make us that when we were older, say, hey, we want to talk about sports or whenever it became more realistic to do it on an independent level. So
yeah, then you watching ESPN, these two, so the Sports Center. Then you used to, man, you used to have so much. Now it's one or two, Sports Center or whatever or whatever, and then Fox Sports 1, and then it's podcast. You know what I'm saying? You following somebody's podcast to see who they talking to hear the behind the scenes. And that's why it's good to hear from the players. In which they really don't do this on TV so much because they have only so much time. But for the most part, you hear all those backdoor stories. You know what I'm saying? When they're doing it every single day. And that's
you're talking about when the players are doing a podcast, like Paul George's podcast.
Yes, but also like you know what I'm saying, they don't do
players
on TV. They don't do it so much on TV. But if they would, you know what I'm saying, that'll make, and I don't know, maybe that'll make for a better show.
I agree with you.
Not that the show is bad.
No, I hear you. I agree with you. I think that when I first started making content with people and talking about sports, I used to tell them, and I still kind of feel this way, is that our biggest competitive advantage over mainstream, even like a celebrity podcast, is that we can say whatever the fuck we want. We don't have any relationships. You don't. Exactly. We don't have any relationships with any of these players. We don't give a fuck if they get mad and see what we say. We just be honest, be funny, or whatever. I don't care. And
we care.
No, but
to all you players, we want to have you on the podcast. We care about you.
Listen, hey, to a certain extent, but this is my thing. That's why there's people that I see like that grow, for example, based off of having people on their thing, which I think is great. And we grew based off of like going to like the Trump shit and stuff like that, really beneficial. But one thing that I love about like our slow but consistent growth, for me, tells me that when we do get where we're going, people are going to come to our platform to see the people that we can have on every week. We're not getting a bunch of people that see us talking to fucking Quentin Tarantino, for example, and then next week it's like, we don't have Tarantino, but we have fucking this guy. And that may or may not keep it. What was that?
Got JoJo.
Exactly, but it's like, and you may be able to continue to ride that wave. But I love that when people tune in, people that I know that watch the show or whatever hit me up personally. They tell me they want to see Deuce Andretti. They think he's hilarious. They want to see Kent. You know what I mean? And like, that's really rewarding to me. I think that's really good. But it would be nice to be able to also have those relationships. But I want to build those authentically, and people need to understand that we need to say what we need to say. We need to be honest with our audience, whoever's watching. This is how we feel whenever we say it, and you don't have to second guess that with us. There's not like I'm not thinking in the back of my mind when I'm talking about fucking Tua that, oh man, I really would love to meet Tua and get a fucking interview with him one day. Of course I would. Of course I would. But I'm not going to let that affect how I say it. I'm not going to let that affect how I speak about him at the same time.
But I'm not.
I need to get that interview with LeBron, though.
LeBron, exactly. Yeah. Oh my God. Could you imagine? That's something I'd actually be upset about. Like, I try to pride myself on, and also whenever I have any hater thoughts, because the hater thoughts always come, I think, for everybody. I think I'm pretty good at like checking that and saying that's stupid and doesn't help anything. What the fuck is going on right now? Okay.
I don't know why he be doing that shit. He be doing that slow time, man.
Bro, I was like, hold on. Okay, yeah, that fucked me up. I was like, whose phone's ringing inside my fucking headphones? I don't even remember what the fuck I was saying, man. I was ready to go on a tangent. You probably saved the show.
You're gonna be mad if I interview.
Oh yeah. No, just because I'm like, if this motherfucker right here, the biggest hater in the world, got an interview with LeBron, I would be hot. I'm like, bro, you know how many times I went on this motherfucker's platform at 1 o'clock in the morning and I was arguing for your bitch ass? Like, what the fuck?
I just call it how I see it, bro. You ain't the
Lord.
But you the choke.
It spit right in his face. Yeah, spit right in his face. I love it. No, yeah, 100%. But I don't know, man. I think this is going to be good for the show. I don't know if it'll survive it. That's the thing. I think it'll be a little clunky at first. They got to find a new rhythm.
I think
They
it's great for the
talked
black
to Mike
community.
today. They talked to Mike. Mike, you can't be taking over the show.
No,
Like,
fuck no. You can't be standing up.
Actually,
Bro,
he made it entertaining. He made it entertaining.
The clip I saw was the
He's actually
CD
when I
Lamb
wanted
clip.
to watch it. Yeah, that's the one.
Oh,
I
Lord.
watch it.
You gotta stop
I was
pulling
like-
his jersey out too. You
You
gotta
gotta
stop
stop.
pulling your
He made
jersey
perfect
out.
sense with what he said.
They
He
gotta
made
play at
perfect
least
sense with
2
what he said,
years
though.
before they can get 88.
Well, that's Jerry's best friend's number, and he gives it out to all his favorite receivers. So,
Well, supposedly they asked Michael about it, but maybe that's a lie.
Yeah.
no, Jerry had a friend.
That's what I've heard too.
Jerry had a friend, whatever, that played for the Cowboys, was his best man or whatever, and he fucking died. So it's his favorite number, and he gives it out to his favorite player.
Yeah, brother, but I think they retired it after Michael Irvin.
Yeah, they retired it.
So
Definitely.
they may have.
Dez, they gave it to CD.
Yeah, but like Kent said, they at least say that they asked Michael Irvin every time. He says that he gives his blessing. But I think both things could be true at the same time. You know what I mean? 88 might be his best friend's favorite number and whatever. So he gives it to his favorite players, starting with Michael Irvin. And then Michael Irvin got it retired because he balled out. And then now there's just that extra step out of respect where he still gives it to his favorite players, Dez, CD. But out of respect, he asked Michael Irvin. I think both things are probably true.
But hey, we was talking about them 49ers the other day, and we were talking about Trey Lance the other day. And Deuce was talking about, man, what if Trey Lance, what's happening with Trey Lance, da-da-da-da-da. That same night, maybe it's the next day. Anyway, obviously traded to them Cowboys.
I think I called that. I'm going to be honest.
Does that put
I'm pretty sure I called that.
Jack on the hot seat?
I don't think so. I think that he has a lot of. I mean, don't get me wrong. If he really, really fumbles and just looks fucking crazy, then it could. Like last year, he actually played really fucking bad. When we were talking to that guy, and shout out to you if you're on here, Marshall, I believe your name was, brother. When we said he had 15 interceptions, we forgot to say that was over like 12 or 13 games. He didn't even play the whole season. So
and don't forget about the fumbles.
Yeah, so I mean, it was really actually worse than what we painted it. So I mean, if he has a season like that, then I could see that happening. But I think that the fact that they only had to trade a 4th-round pick. All right, dudes, come on, brother. You know what I mean? You got me yelling right now. You got me yelling in the house. Over here yelling over his fucking dishes. It's insane. Just put the fucking coffee sheet underneath the goddamn stove. We've all been in that cabinet before, brother. It's a loud one.
So you don't think he on the hot seat with them trading to get Trey Lance? I wonder
no,
who was
not necessarily.
up before.
I feel like Cooper Rush, maybe.
Yeah, he was last year. Right? And Rush was balling last year. Well, I ain't gonna say he was balling.
Yeah,
they didn't
say balling either, but
playing. And some people wanted Rush to keep playing over that coming back.
He was close to they were close to the playoffs, I believe, at the end of the year, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So, what was that? Oh, they were in the playoffs. Okay. Well, I mean, either way, I think that that's probably why they made this move. They don't just like the Dolphins made a lesser move, but for Mike White, the teams that experience those situations where you have the team ready on the precipice of winning, and your quarterback goes down, and everything falls apart around that. I think you probably do whatever you can do to ensure that. If anything, I think the head coach is also on a hot seat. So I think this move more speaks to that. Like we don't have any seasons we can just shit down the toilet because Dak got hurt. Like all of them got to be wins.
Was it Mike McCarthy?
Mike McCarthy, yeah. But I don't know. At the same time, I mentioned that last time, and Marshall was like, "That's our guy." So they may love him in Dallas. Yeah.
Who is this?
What's up? He's probably the reason Aaron Rodgers. He's probably the reason Aaron Rodgers has won Super Bowl.
Love that. He's tired of the two-party system. I'm voting for Cornell West. F the rest. That means he's a lib. Hey, go check out Sit Politic. Get away from this fucking Trumper as quick as you can.
All right. Stay here. Hey, the hood love Trump. We gonna go over it, baby. The Deuce made
Yeah.
I was gonna start with Trump, but
Hey, said Politic, brother. I could understand the Cornell West shit, but at the same time, we got to talk about that child support. What the fuck's going on with that?
I have no idea about that copyright shit. Trump back up 2020.
Cornell West is he was he was a Democrat initially, kind of like vying for that spot, and then he ended up, they were like, fuck you, basically. So he went to the Green Party. He's gonna be the Green Party's candidate this year.
So he's a loser.
So
you're right.
Well,
Green
I wouldn't say so. He's a civil rights activist. I wouldn't say he's a loser, but you know, he's got some interesting policies. But they did dig up some fuckery with
if he ain't on
child support.
Democrat or Republican, he ain't even trying to win.
Well, yeah, he didn't have a choice as between that, because, like I said, initially he was identifying as a Democrat, but they weren't gonna consider anybody else other than Joe Biden. At least that's what they said to this point. So
yeah, you know, it's gonna be them boys gonna be. But
hey man, look, our boy, or girl, emoji.
Yeah, let's go ahead and just get that off the screen. Back to this Trey Lance situation.
I'm just saying, hey, they're making some sense.
If he gets developed how Dallas is known for developing quarterbacks, I think he gets that pressure probably by next year, personally. Because Trey Lance is looking for a reason to not have to pay Dak Prescott.
That's interesting. Yeah.
He's looking for a reason not to pay Dak. Dak has been a little fucking prick ever since he's gotten paid. His family has acted like a bunch of spoiled bitches to get him paid. I think Jerry Jones considered it like, you know what, out of all my players, this is the one that gives me the most problems with the least results.
Yeah. You know, that's an interesting theory. I wonder how many seasons he has left on his contract.
2, and not all his money's guaranteed. And they
2 and no.
Undisputed.
Oh, interesting. And right here, I'm assuming.
So they're saying basically that he's gonna want an extension for it, and I'm not paying that motherfucker shit.
Call it to the show emoji. Socialism. My bad. Yeah.
Unless he go to the Super Bowl or something, that's gonna get paid. But let me.
He's not getting paid. You just said Dak's gonna get paid for fucking what?
No, I said he's definitely not going to get paid unless he goes to the Super Bowl or something.
Oh, okay. That sounds sensible.
That's what they're talking about over here.
Will Trey Lance be to Dak Prescott either sooner or later?
Trey's not. I don't want to say this. I want to say this right. I know I haven't had a chance to talk about my Cowboys, and I sat on my couch.
Bro, the lips don't even match. This isn't even the same shit.
They rolled off their radio out of their mouth. I said, God,
you said his lips don't match?
No, I'm saying, yeah, it's a little laggy, but I was actually just saying that in support. This man's cleaning chicken right now. Do you hear him in the fucking mic again? Holy shit. This man's getting chicken ready for Saturday. It's fucking Monday, brother. Holy shit. Chill on the Fighting Irish, man. They had a good game. Fuck. This man was fucking letting this chicken sit and age. Oh, no, I'm just saying it's a little laggy, but it's all good. I think that's going to prevent any copyright issues. That's what I was saying.
Oh.
Yeah, this is other shit.
Same shit. Trey Lance is no threat to Dak Prescott. The Dallas Cowboys are coming out back-to-back 12-win seasons. Back-to-back 12 wins.
God damn.
They didn't get to where they wanted to go back-to-back in the playoffs. They got in the second round. They should have. And I believe this year they will get farther because they've gotten apart. Trey Lance puts the Cowboys in what I call the perfect quarterback situation. What is the perfect quarterback situation? Let's discuss this. You need a starter, a bona fide winner. That's a starter, and you have that in Dak Prescott. You need a backup in case anything happens to your starter. He can come in and win football games. Let us not play. We saw Cooper Rush. He presented Rush Hour 4 right here in LA last year. Cooper Rush did his thing. You got a great backup. You got a great starter. That third quarterback in every team, if you have the perfect quarterback situation, is the project quarterback that you're working on, that you won't let see the field for another 3 to 4 years. That's what
stop.
Trey Lance is.
Stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fucking because he's fucking thinking it's the 1980s. That's why he's saying that shit.
Trey Lance.
Oh shit!
Because Trey Lance went from,
bro, you got a guy that starts. You got a guy behind him that could take the job. That's how the modern day NFL works. There's no fucking third quarterback. That's a 4-year development quarterback. Holy shit!
That in the 90s. I mean, that might be, but man.
He's developing on the practice squad, if that's what it is. I'm sorry, and we're paying him $200,000 a year.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Yeah, that was a wild take, my curve.
He's got nothing more. And I hear everybody, we go, the Cowboys treated Trey Lance. What does that mean for Dak Prescott? It means absolutely nothing. It means he's great young people that he can impart some knowledge to when this.
Holy shit, did you pause it? Most of this man's talked in fucking 30 minutes. You talked over Michael Irvin the whole fucking time.
I ain't he's fucking being a cockroach right now, dude.
He what now?
He's being a cock ride.
Of course he is. Yeah, I mean, but it's a scenario.
You're not sitting a talent like Trey Lance. Like, first off, you're not making a move, right? Spending a 4th round pick. You're not making a move to sit him for 3 or 4 years and then pay him without even seeing him play. You know what I'm saying? Other than the preseason.
What do you pay him though? You're saying pay him, so like, what does he command?
Well, you get 3 years if you take on his rookie, his rookie option. So you get 3 years to develop him if you want to invest that.
3 years? So then that's a possible 3 years with Dak. I mean, that's decent.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That'd be an option that they would want to have to spend that money on him, and you'd have to show them that he's worth it. But I just don't think. I think they would move on from Dak, because they would have to pay Dak in 2 years.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see it play out. I think
Michael Irvin's lying. He knows that it lines up perfect for Trey Lance to take over that team.
It does. It definitely.
It lands perfectly for him to take that job in 2 years, just it was supposed to happen with Jordan Love in Green Bay.
Okay, but hold on. So real quick, we need to put it in perspective, because the first thing you said is a quarterback that talented. How would you let him sit on the bench or whatever? That's what you initially said. Something to that.
For 4 years.
Okay, but hold on. The fucking San Francisco 49ers damn near just did that with injuries, mind you, but they just fucking completely abandoned the project. So I think the way that he's viewed is a little bit different. It's like if somebody said that about Zach Wilson right now. Like, Zach Wilson could definitely go sit on the bench somewhere.
Trey Lance is not. See, the problem is the 49ers is not a team that's in a, I'm going to build a guy for the future. They're in a, we have a chance to win 3 or 4 fucking Super Bowls in the next 5 years, because that's how talented our team is on both sides. You know what I'm saying? So they just need a bunch of veterans to come in there and play. They don't need any developmental pieces. John Lynch will figure that shit out on the back end. He is in a win now mode. You know what I mean? With the Cowboys are looking at it right now. The Eagles are looking like they're going to be good for the next fucking 10 years. So they're like, we got to figure this shit out. And Dak probably isn't the answer. You know what I'm saying? I think Jerry's starting to get that reality. Okay, like, that Super Bowl might not be coming right now, but I can set it up for maybe 2 or 3 years down the road.
I think there could be some truth to what you're saying, but this is my main thing, is I think really what it comes down to is what they had to give up to get him. I think that was the difference maker. The reason they made the move, in my opinion, was because they only had to come off a 4th round pick. The reason it's not panic time for Dak is because they only had to give up a 4th round pick. So it's not
when he asked about it. He was upset when he asked about it. Visibly upset too in the interview. Like, so, I mean, it's definitely,
and I can understand it being
that kind of.
Yeah, but they've never been sold on Dak Prescott.
That's a move that tells him he's on the hot seat, bro. You know
they've never been sold on Dak Prescott. So I don't see him unless something crazy happens. He's not going to be there after the 2 years. If he make the 2 years that's left on his contract.
Yeah, but this is my thing. If Trey Lance, we're assuming that Trey Lance, after he didn't show the 49ers shit, is going to come to Dallas and show them something that makes them want to depart with Dak. That's my only issue. That's my only issue with what you're saying.
With Trey Lance for a year, if they get a fucking top 3 pick, run with that and draft a quarterback, and have to pay Trey Lance way less money than they're going to have to pay fucking Dak Prescott for that year or two.
Correct.
You understand what I'm saying? Because Dak is going to try to do the whole reset the market bullshit. You know what I'm saying? He's in Dallas. He's on the most fucking, the most expensive team, so they have the money and all that fuck shit. That's what he did. Jerry Jones is not trying to be into that situation where he feels like he's backed into a corner again and he has to pay this motherfucker who's not producing.
Mm-hmm.
So, I really think that he's literally setting up like, okay, Dak, I'm going to give you 2 years to perform. If you can be a top 5 quarterback, I'll pay you. But I got this horse back here. I got this horse that I'm training to take you up to your spot, to take all your bag.
Yeah, I think exactly what you're saying is true, and I think they're going to build the team now and then know they don't have to pay a quarterback in 2 years. But have their quarterback.
No, they have to pay a quarterback. I mean,
but they ain't going to pay. I'm just saying. Them paying Dak Prescott is up here because, like you say, he's going to try to reset the market. Them paying Trey Lance is going to be down here. He's not going to be able to get as much money because he hasn't done anything.
Well, I mean, if he steps into the role and he balls out, then he's going to get that money. It doesn't matter. If he steps into the role, throws 30 touchdowns.
Yeah, but
he throws.
He get into that
role. He'll be on that. I guarantee they pick up that rookie option. People are saying they won't do it because it's too much. I'm like, I think it was like a third overall pick, but they're gonna pick that shit up.
Yeah,
it just makes sense.
It's gonna be cheap compared to paying it's gonna be cheaper than paying a Dak Prescott.
Especially if they're gonna move off Dak, but they don't even see that point. I thought about they don't even bring that shit up, and I was like, that's kind of stupid. They didn't think about that because Michael Irvin brings up his point like he just did. But he doesn't think about how that perfectly lines up to basically trade or move off Dak within 2 years and then have Trey Lance just step in. Even Cooper Rush, you could have Cooper Rush step in and fucking Trey Lance get back on that.
Yeah. Well, this is the issue to what we were talking about earlier. Is basically you have a Cowboys employee on the show talking about a Cowboys topic. So, and don't get it twisted. I mean, these guys, former Cowboys players, talk about all the time about how Jerry takes care of his former players. Michael Irvin, one of the biggest spokespeople. So this is the advantage to point it out again. Anybody that's listening, make sure you subscribe. Gates Open Media, Sit in Politics, show love because this is the bullshit tap dance that you'll get watching this fuck shit, where you have a Dallas Cowboy employee literally talk about the Dallas Cowboys right now and giving non-objective fucking perspective here. Like I don't even believe necessarily that he believes it because if Deuce brings that to the table because he knows the Cowboys contract situation, I have to imagine Michael Irvin must know the situation as good as Deuce. Deuce is a Commanders fan. So
Richard Sherman actually brought it up on the show. He literally says like, you're not getting rid of Dak in 2 years because there's 2 years left. He's getting $65 million. Not all it's guaranteed though, so he's gonna want to renegotiate, and that's one point that Keyshawn made. So I'm like, okay. So y'all are all saying that, but that just means that it's so much easier to move off his contract or move him. You feel what I'm saying? And then have this young kid step in if he's ready to play. Which Trey Lance he needed that Jordan Love type of, we're gonna sit you down behind a veteran for a couple of years. You don't have to play right away. You just learn. You know what I'm saying?
That's the Aaron Rodgers. That's the Aaron Rodgers. It's not the Jordan Love.
Okay, Jordan.
Because we won't even fucking know if it worked with Jordan Love. So you calling it the Jordan Love's fucking ridiculous.
Well, I mean, he backed up.
We haven't seen him play in a single regular season game this year. This man's calling it the Jordan Love while he pours a drink right by the fucking mic.
It should,
Holy shit.
I think what Duke's saying though is like you had Brett Favre there, then Aaron Rodgers learned behind him, and now Love is learning behind him, but we don't know.
I know what he was saying. I was really just fucking around.
We don't know if it's gonna work yet. because he had to play it down.
Yeah. Sit in politics, baby. We're vibing.
But
we're lit.
Nah, I mean, you know, I can see them paying him though. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna be cheap. It's not gonna hurt them.
Yeah.
They're gonna be able to save money and they're gonna put a lot more pieces around him. Maybe even make him look a lot better than what he is. So
hey,
I think it's a good move for Trey Lance.
Come on, man. That's your first on the first show, Mikey. You gonna show your ass like that.
But they do a little bit of gerrymandering.
Yeah, he could have kept it real for 1 hour. Just 1 hour.
They all say some disingenuous shit. So it's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some things. And that's 4 years away from now. So stop trying to put a virus in the head of my guys in that locker room, in their computer, trying to say, oh, well, Trey's here for that. And people can start getting in these little corners and talk about when that make a bad decision or interception. You should go with Trey. Stop saying that, people. Stop it. Don't let the rhetoric
look
get
at
to
him.
you. Trey
He's
is
doing his
not-
job.
Man is tweaking.
But it's a great pickup for the Dallas Cowboys.
My boy's doing his job. I'm not even mad at
It may
it.
not be a threat right now, no, Michael. Today.
As head of PR, that's what he's supposed to do.
Prescott's missed a lot of time. 33 games in the last 3 seasons. He's played in.
Right.
Okay. So when you look at that,
Talk about him. He's like you,
2 years and
Keyshawn.
Huh?
No, I was just telling him. He's like Keyshawn. Fucking injured all the goddamn time. So yeah, talk about it.
$5 million left.
No.
How much of that is guaranteed? This is why I'm saying this. When you talk about 4 years from now, he's missed time. And you know how these things are. When a guy gets hurt and somebody else comes in and he starts to play, well, I know I don't want to go Drew Bledsoe. I don't want to go Drew Bledsoe, Tom Brady, but I am.
Right.
I got to.
Yeah.
And
Speak
all
on
of a
it.
sudden,
No.
you look up.
He's Tom Brady.
This guy has
Yeah.
turned on because Coach McCarthy and them are doing the right things.
Uh-huh.
You
Genius
almost
coach,
saw Cooper
obviously.
Rush last year. Almost.
Yeah, genius coach.
Get them where they needed to.
Yeah,
They had to
offensive
go back to
mastermind.
Dak Prescott. The
No, he's
offense
talking.
was still going.
He's
and
talking
moving
right
along,
now.
But it was going. But it was a Cooper Rush game plan.
Right.
Once they deviated away from that and went back to Dak
Now,
Prescott,
that
Dak had his issues. Now,
That's bullshit.
Trey Lance
And then
was the
the
number
offense.
3 pick overall for a reason. Okay, because he could play.
Nice.
He just couldn't
Yeah.
play in San Francisco in the situation he was in. Kept getting hurt. Kept getting hurt.
Can we
They said,
pause it real
okay.
quick?
So
Can we
he
pause real
kept
quick?
getting
'Cause-
hurt, too.
Well, okay, and also it's funny because we're not gonna like add the added context. We're just say, oh, he's the number 3rd overall pick, so he can play. Yes, I'll say that, but we know, and every time he gets around fucking draft time, we talk about teams overreaching for quarterbacks, and this was an instance of that, where I believe 2 quarterbacks went ahead of him, if I'm not mistaken. So there was just a run of quarterbacks. Teams got fucking the hype train got crazy coming off of Carson Wentz. This is when Carson Wentz was actually looking like he was going to be a decent quarterback. So, teams were a little bit less concerned about drafting a quarterback out of North Dakota State. And, and then you got Trey Lance, which has been dog shit so far, but that's fine. We can see what happens.
Well, they said he's getting hurt, though. Which
That's a fucking problem. Don't we agree?
I would say that's a
Holy
problem.
shit. Yeah, we talk about that too all the time. It's a fucking concern. If you can't stay healthy, then I'm worried about that. That's not something I'm just like, hey, you're fucking barely here. It's all good when you're here. It looks nice. Fuck that. And it doesn't even look that great. So, yeah, the jury's still out. I definitely could see what you're saying, though. Like, dude, you make some interesting points with just the timelines. That's very interesting, and there's good foresight there. But I agree with Michael Irvin on that point. There is still a lot that has to happen, and I guess that's what I mean when it's like we're trusting that Trey Lance is going to come in and, be a serviceable-looking quarterback. I don't know. We got to see that. The 49ers didn't feel that way. They thought Sam Darnold and fucking Brock Purdy were better. Okay.
But they both have games under their belt where the boy ain't got jack under his belt.
Yeah, but what would that have hurt for them to go ahead and keep him for a year and see how that played out, or 2 years, however long Deuce said. So they decided that they were ready to give up on that project and make officially Brock Purdy the guy. That's the reason you make that decision is you feel like he's definitely not the guy and that the guys you have are better.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
100%.
So I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. That's also why they go ahead and they take a 4th round pick for him. Like he just said, he was a 3rd round pick. Okay, he just went for a fucking 4th rounder. Whatever. Just let's talk about today and what the situation's looking like. But either way, I don't remember. He said some shit that I addressed initially, and that's how I feel. But
yeah, I just don't feel like him trying to downplay Cooper Rush's performance and then try to downplay Trey Lance as a prospect, because just because he hasn't panned out on the 49ers when they really didn't give him a lot of leash. Like, people have to understand, he didn't play a lot of football for them. And then when he did beat
but they saw him though. They did see him a lot, and they chose not to play him.
He shot that too, but then he beat out Jimmy G the next year, and then he fucking snapped his ankle. So it's like he didn't get to really show what he could do. And then Brock Purdy just had such a good performance that even before he came in the training camp, they said, the coach said, like, it's Brock Purdy's job to lose. So,
but then he didn't lose it. Trey Lance didn't come win that.
But
you feel me? Like,
though, Brock Purdy wasn't even there for the start of training camp. He wasn't even there.
That's what brother. That's my point, though. Trey Lance could have came in and won that.
No, but there's no competition because you're not seeing the other guy. You're only seeing
what
Trey Lance is doing wrong.
But you saw what the guy could do last year, and it wasn't like the result. The result was great, but the play, obviously, Trey Lance could have came in and been more spectacular. We were surprised by Brock Purdy consistently winning. It's not like he was doing it in like incredible fashion.
He was doing great things last year. I'm not in that.
I think their run was great. I think their run was great. Their run to the NFC Championship was awesome. I think he did an awesome job. But at the end of the day, I'm saying, like, he still had an opportunity to come in and win it through an entire offseason. Imagine how much more difficult it would have been if Brock Purdy would have been healthy and been in there. You would have seen. You probably did see his leadership. That was probably the issue. He came on fucking crutches.
Compete against him is the thing. It's one thing for you to see him, but it's like when you're out there and you're going throw for throw, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have nothing.
No, I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, but
Sam Darnold, and it's like, what? Jesus Christ!
And you didn't outcompete him, for fuck's sake. He's still on the team. Holy shit!
Well, Trey Lance is he was on the hot
once they're like
probably even cheaper.
Maybe. That's interesting. I don't even know if that's true. But either way, if it's comparable, if you didn't make that decision clear, like, you have to understand, they gave up the opportunity to ever go to him. If they really thought he could have been a great quarterback, you don't think they would have kept him on the roster to go back to him at whatever point? If
their system,
why'd they draft him then? It's the same coach. It's the same coach that drafted him.
I said it back then. Okay. It doesn't make sense. You just drafted RG3 all over again. Didn't fucking work out the first time. The fuck are you doing? Stay away from the dual threats. It's not what you do best. You do best with the Jimmy B's, the Brock Purdy's, the Tom Brady motherfuckers who sit in the pocket and throw the football. You don't do good with the guys that don't process at a high level.
Yeah.
You need a high-level processor back there to run their offense. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
an Ivy Tech guy.
A
DeVries guy.
From fucking Iowa, Michigan, Notre Dame, somewhere like that.
Boston College, obviously. Matt Ryan.
You know what I'm saying? Wake Forest.
Michigan State. Kirk Cousins.
You're going to get a dual threat to go run a scheme to where this guy has to make checks, puts everybody in the right position, gets everybody blocking the right person, tells the running back where he's got to go, tells the receiver who he's got to block, and then also has to remember the snap count. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what 3 plays he can check out of this play for what coverage you see.
Yeah.
It's not. Trey Lance is all right. You know what I'm saying? We're going to do a little RPO.
To be more careful.
Okay, nice. Yeah.
That's what it is. I'm going to RPO you to death. I'm going to, scheme some shit up, and that's it. You have Kyle Shanahan in there trying to, spread him, make him go spread, all this extra shit. That's not what the kid is. He's comfortable.
I think that, interesting point. We can just let the audience decide. We kind of landed as compromise, but not exactly on the same page there. But I'm with you, brother. I think you definitely make some interesting points. Really, I think something we can't argue, though, is obviously the Miami Dolphins fucking snapped with that trade. Jesus Christ. Got to be more careful. Yeah, got to be more careful.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, to be more careful.
Yeah, they should have been more
like that.
They should have been careful. We went and reached in their fucking pockets. Whoop.
Who y'all grab?
Oh my God, no, that ended up being Who did that end up being? I was looking
Jalen
today.
Waddle, Tyreek Hill, Bradley Chubb.
Did that end up being Tyreek Hill?
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure. Definitely ended up being Jalen Waddle because we traded back and then picked Jalen Waddle.
Or Javon, maybe.
Although in reality, if we would have stayed where we were, see the Javon Holland and stuff like that makes it different. But I'm just saying, if we would have stayed where we were, we could have taken Jamar Chase theoretically. So there's just that.
So we're gonna switch gears, guys.
Jamar Chase would have been crazy, but I mean, he's still there.
That's great.
He's still, you know.
That's great as well. But Jamar Chase with Tyreek Hill would have been.
That's unstoppable.
That's silly. Doesn't even make any sense.
Because Jamar Chase to me is the best all-purpose receiver in the league right now.
Yeah.
He's like out of all.
It's an argument.
All elements.
Yeah, it's an argument. Yeah.
Deep ball, you know. I mean. Intermediate, short routes, just physicality, speed, strength, agility. I think he's like what you build in the lab. You know what I mean? That's just weird.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that.
I got my dog on the show, Cole. Got my dog on the
college. He was small.
You got your dog on the show. What you mean?
I got my dog on the show, Cole. Look, man.
Big Trump.
Trying to switch gears here a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God, we abandoned the. I thought we were watching that whole. Okay, you must be pressed for time. That's fine.
That was 30 minutes.
Brother, I was enjoying it.
Yeah, brother, we were cooking. You always wanted to do this politics shit, man.
Y'all be cooking.
We were analyzing. He's like, I need to get to the gym. No, we were analyzing right there.
I got to go to bed.
Yeah, oh my God.
Listen, I gotta get up 6:30 in the morning.
Nigga, there's a hurricane tomorrow. You ain't going nowhere.
No, I gotta go more. In the hurricane.
Who's getting their grass cut in the fucking hurricane, man?
In the hurricane, cuz.
You're out here wasting good gas for the fucking apocalypse after everything goes down.
You're gonna be the one person
already taking it off for no reason.
Turn gas station to the gas station, man.
Fort Myers got gas.
Bro. I'm about to try to go out there and get gas after we get off here, to be honest.
Yeah, you better.
Well, I mean, I didn't want to fuck with the bullshit, like with the crazy ass line. So I was like, let me just go out fucking middle of the night, like a fucking looter.
We can go back there, but
yeah.
So come my dog Trump. They showed my dog Trump love in the ATL, man. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Holy shit. Like somebody about to get ran over. Could you pause it? Because I just want to know he did not slow down a fucking lick for any of these people, by the way. I just want to point that out. They ain't like them protesters sitting in the road. A matter of fact, I'm gonna keep it real. Like those first couple cars, I know the speed limit is not fucking 65 miles an hour through this fucking residential neighborhood. So yeah,
that's carrying our future president. What do you mean?
Yeah, they were sliding through this fucking neighborhood. I'm not gonna guess the street, but I'm just gonna say. Oh my God, this is a fucking sick podcast. I love it.
Somebody got everybody.
Yeah, look at that. Whew. Peeling out that bitch.
Donald Trump. Somebody got everybody.
They got everybody. You know what I'm saying?
That's beautiful to see. I think that's beautiful to see. I'm glad people are out there supporting. I'm gonna tell you the same thing I tell you about those parades. Like, you just pulled up a fucking video of Atlanta, and I saw fucking 26 people out there. So I'm not gonna make any determinations on how I feel about how the people of Atlanta feel about Trump based off a video of fucking 30 people. 30 people maybe yelling. I don't know. It sounded like you said something about a protest was happening. I couldn't even tell if they were fucking for Trump or not.
Hey, what my boy Steve Harvey say? Even though his wife cheated.
Donald Trump is not.
Oh, is that happening?
Okay.
Steve Harvey know what's up.
Don't run.
Listen.
He's gonna make a Kia, bring their ass over here and start building them desks and stuff in America.
Oh my God.
Yes, sir.
Let's go, Donald Trump.
Yeah.
I want to vote for Steve Harvey. I'm gonna keep it real. Yeah, shots fired.
Okay.
Yeah.
In Tampa.
Yeah. I don't know, but aren't they shipping kids and shit in the dressers?
No, I think that was one of the most.
Okay, all right, whatever you say. I'll take your word for it. But yeah, brother, I don't know, man. It's,
one of them,
yeah.
I don't know. But hey, man, I tell you, you need to.
Brother, you don't have to act like you don't fucking know. I know you goddamn know. So stop fucking. Holy shit! All right.
On the furniture. Anyway, hey man, why your dog? Your dog.
Oh my god.
That's your DMs right here, cuz. It's y'all DMs.
This is a fucking ambush.
Instead of getting rid of the crime, y'all want to. Instead of going to get the Kia boys, y'all want to go sue Kia and Hyundai for making their cars too easy to steal.
Yeah.
Can't make shit up.
Yeah, what the fuck is wrong with them for making a fucking vehicle that can be stolen with a fucking goddamn fucking pin? Fuck. Goddamn paperclip, and you can break into a fucking vehicle. Yeah, I'm glad somebody's breaking them to goddamn fucking task.
Go get them little kids who's stealing those cars.
Catch them as you can catch them. Why can't you do both at the same time? Try to catch them at the same goddamn time. As they're trying to kill themselves, if you've watched the videos, holy shit.
They damn so no do.
Yeah, those fucking 14-year-olds like to ride those things right into the side of fucking highways just as much as they like to do anything. So, you know, rest in peace to them. I remember. Okay, yep. No, I was just gonna say. I just said something so cold that I wanted to say. Look, I remember making really stupid ass decisions that didn't make any sense. And if it would have had life or death consequences in the moment, that would have been really sad. Because thankfully, I was able to go forward and learn from a lot of things. But yeah, I think look, if you catch them doing the crime, of course they should fucking be locked. There should be some consequences, based, case by case basis.
Your boy gonna go there and sue him.
Okay.
So we can say that we're actually doing something about crime. When in actuality, you are not. What you should be doing is blasting Kim Fox for not prosecuting crime within your city when you have your police officers who are working diligently.
Okay, hold on. Hey, can we pause it? Can we pause it real quick?
Yeah.
All right. So real quick, we just want to note that we're on Fox Business News right now. So whatever that means to you, if that has a slanted, which whatever, I'm just pointing that out. Look, so I mean, I'm just saying. I just want to point out in case there's little things that people are not noticing about the video that we're watching. Also, let's point out the fucking criminal he's probably not a criminal, but this guy that's talking right now, Gianno Caldwell. Okay, sure, whatever, fine. Gianno Caldwell, I'll fucking go with it. Just like this is Deuce Andretti and my name's fucking Big Baby James, of course. Either way, this guy right here.
Hey, it doesn't matter where the news comes.
All right. Well, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It seems like if the one thing that we focused on, you mentioned the Sue thing. I'm just saying this might give us a slanted perspective where we're not talking about what I've already brought up, and I haven't heard anybody else give any pushback because this is echo chamber news. Does that mean that that's the only? Hold on. Does that mean that that's the only thing being done in this instance? That you can point at something and then act like that's all that there is to the issue? Like I said, in my opinion, it makes sense that these manufacturers should be held accountable because cars shouldn't be fucking. That's unsafe. People flee to their fucking car for safety sometimes. God damn. I want to hear what you have to say. I want to hear what Gianno has to say.
That gun just sitting over there doing nothing.
Okay.
That car just sitting over there doing nothing, but you decide to entertain yourself and go in there and take something that's not yours. Stop.
Did you say gun? We're not blaming the. Okay, hold on, time out. Okay, so listen. Once again, because you're making it a one. You're making it like you're making it an A to B situation, and it's just not. It's like you can hold car manufacturers responsible for just faulty fucking design. Maybe more people could get involved in this lawsuit if we looked into the details of that. Instead, we want to focus on, I don't know, I guess like We want to focus in on it as much as possible and act like there's not more people in fucking government that could still be doing more things in the city of Chicago to fight crime. Also, take into consideration this is like the most dangerous fucking city in the state. I mean, in the United States for the past like 10 years. So it's like there might be an already deep intrinsic corruption and issue with their government in general, regardless of affiliation. Regardless of affiliation, the city's fucked up. Yeah.
When they know it's wrong, we just gonna make all this stuff up and blame the
We're not making excuses. But that doesn't have anything, no, because that literally doesn't have anything to do with holding people accountable. It doesn't mean it's not illegal now to steal cars. I don't understand how you're even making that logical leap. If they say that here, I'd like to hear it. But you're making a crazy fucking leap right now. You're saying because they're going after car manufacturers, therefore it's now not illegal to steal cars? Where the fuck did we even get to that point? Why'd you take the video down? Okay.
I'm gonna bring it back. I'm gonna bring it back.
Okay. All right.
But that's you that want to punish the kids.
I do want to punish people that steal cars. What the fuck are we talking about? Regardless of their age, and like I said, it's a case by case basis.
Life on the go.
I'm bad. Hold on.
There's no better.
Oh my god!
List of states where
demonizing children.
All right, hold on. Let's pause it. First off, before we get into this, I want to note Fox 32. I don't know why all of these, and this is the only fucking channel that can't watch this. I can't. All right.
That's what I want you to do.
I'm just pointing it out. I think it can be an echo chamber if you only look at one fucking news source, dog. Like, what the fuck are we even doing? Everything's been Fox. Can we watch something else? Even the sports was, bro. Even the sports was Fox. Even it was FS1 at first. What the fuck?
It's coming out his mouth, so it's coming out his mouth.
Demonizing children is wrong.
What did he say? Hold on.
Okay.
Demonizing children is wrong.
It's wrong.
We have to keep them safe as well.
These badass children.
Mayor-elect Brandon Johnson.
Oh my God! Pause it. Pause it.
Downtown last week.
Pause it.
Deserve sympathy as much.
Please pause it. Please pause it.
All these kids did all this.
Please pause it. Oh my God, kid! You just played literally 8 seconds of a fucking conference.
I just pulled this video up, but you asked obviously.
Okay, well,
have done.
Okay, I'm not saying. Okay, go ahead.
Him and his old lady just walking. They actually jumped the little boy and his girlfriend.
All right, I'd like to hear this whole story, but I'm just saying that from what we just watched, you just pulled a clip that pulled out fucking maybe less than 8 seconds of a press conference, and then you're honing in on that as if him saying not to demonize the kids doesn't mean that you're making a logical leap to say we shouldn't demonize them. In my opinion, to me, that doesn't mean that they shouldn't. Okay, all right, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, brother. Yep. Cut me off, brother. It's all good. I've done it plenty. I'll give you one. Go ahead.
So you're basically saying that.
Oh, okay. You didn't even have anything to say. At least when I cut somebody off, I actually be saying some shit. My bad.
Go. I had to bring up another video. But go ahead. Just say your work, huh?
Prosecuting the kids and demonizing them are two different things, basically.
Of course, I'm saying the exact same thing that just happened before. You're leeching on to like literally in this case is like a fucking headline or tagline of a story, and that's the only thing that's resonating. And we're not even looking into the broader context. I think, yes, the kids should be held accountable. Maybe what he's advocating for, them not holding them accountable at all. I think that's crazy. It does sound like maybe he's saying like, hey, I want to take into consideration circumstance, age probably, and then hold them accountable in a appropriate way where you don't like fuck their entire life up.
Yeah.
And he's saying like, hey, we should be compassionate. But I'm also hold on real quick, and I'll totally let you go. I just want to say, I want to admit, I'm making some logical leaps there where I'm taking what he's saying, but because you barely gave us anything to fucking go off of, Gates Open Media, what the fuck was that? So we're taking that, and just like you did, now I have to take that fucking 6-second soundbite and try to get a whole fucking story from it to talk to you about. So it's like, but we're coming to completely different conclusions, and we don't know the actual like truth. So, yeah,
these children have done. And then I got another one. That's
these
not
children have done. Hold on. Okay. Yeah.
I made sure it wasn't from Fox. Well, let's finish this one here.
Because it probably was originally from Fox. We had to find somebody else. No, my bad.
Joins us with more. Mike?
Natalie and Anthony, while the mayor-elect said he doesn't condone the violent assaults and robberies committed downtown last weekend, he offered no specific plans regarding the threat of renewed violence this spring and summer. He spoke mostly in general terms about troubled youth.
They're young. Sometimes they make silly decisions. They do. And so we have to make sure that we are investing to make sure that young people know that they are supported. And we also have to make sure that police officers who put their lives on the line have the resources that they need to keep it safe.
Earlier, the mayor-elect spoke to a joint session of the Illinois General Assembly, as Lori Lightfoot did 4 years ago. But where Lightfoot knew little of the inner workings of the state capitol, Johnson once worked for Senate President Don Harmon of Oak Park, embracing him there, and was a lobbyist for the Chicago Teachers Union. He knows a lot about Springfield. The Teachers Union, of course, has long demanded a nurse and social worker at every Chicago public school, a big round of new hiring, and it's a top priority for Johnson.
Investing to create 200 more jobs in the...
You don't need that. They ain't got nothing to do with it.
Okay.
But
well, no, actually, no, that does. So he's a fucking politician. So he's trying to, like, when he's speaking, you have to also take into consideration he's jockeying for like funding and things like that for programs or whatever, or so he could put it in his pocket. I don't fucking know. It seems like it's not working. So in Chicago, that's up in the air, and we're probably in agreement on that. That's where I want to be clear. I'm not saying we should just all out trust this guy, but I'm saying that we are, making some kind of, I think, we're making some rash conclusions. Well, some of what he just said is funding. Well, he said to make sure the police have the resources they need. He just said that.
He also the same guy that just sent all that money for them immigrants too. But he helped.
Okay. All right. Okay, brother. Well, you know what? I thought. No, I just thought we were gonna. I thought we were talking about what we were just talking about. But that's fine. If you wanna, he's giving money to immigrants. Gotcha.
Is he giving money to immigrants?
Who the fuck knows? We haven't confirmed anything that fucking Gates has said this entire goddamn time. So you still haven't even clarified. So are they not prosecuting him? Is this even the prosecutor? Honestly, I don't even know. It seems like he's a politician, so he's probably not even the fucking prosecutor.
He's the mayor.
Okay, all right. So he probably could have some input here, but the mayor doesn't make decisions on who to prosecute. So I'm looking for some clarity here. That's all I'm saying.
Instead of being soft on them children.
Oh, Lord, it's not his fucking decision. It's not even his decision, Kent. And what he said was completely reasonable to say, hey, kids that do crime, yes, you should. What was he saying? You shouldn't demonize them. I agree with him on that. Hopefully these kids that did this fucked up thing at 13 or 14 can come out of it and be somewhat reasonable contributors to society. I believe that's actually possible in a society. Okay, so it's like everything he fucking said was reasonable. This is like you're perverting some shit that is very reasonable.
Oh, just kids like they little babies.
Nobody said that. That's why I'm like, come on, bro. You're making some crazy leaps. You're making crazy leaps in logic. That's not basically what he's saying. So no, it's not.
Yeah,
he doesn't even have. Yeah. He said,
come on.
Remember, okay, you're just fucking killing me because you're like saying that this man who doesn't even have the choice, he's not even the prosecutor, so he's not making this decision. He's broadly talking about policies, which we actually saw. Yeah, they actually did a decent job covering in the clip. He wants more funding. It was all so fucking clear and painted out right in front of us. But the conclusion you're coming to is fucking wacky. So it's like it was all obvious if you see the signs.
No, it ain't all obvious.
Yeah, he needs an extra $20K to make disappear. What the fuck do we mean?
Put them, create programs, some funding for them programs. Then get them bad off the street.
Senseless violence in Chicago as a mob made up of what appeared to be teenagers.
Hold on, what is this?
It's NBC.
Hold on. Can you pause it? Because I don't know what I'm watching. It just looks like people are getting their ass kicked. Like what the fuck?
It is.
Is this the same incident?
There's two people getting their
Oh
behind.
my God. Okay, so you're just bringing up another. Okay, I'm happy to watch this, but I want to point out that you're just bringing up another incident. Of course, there's been more than one violent incident in Chicago. Okay,
it's not doing.
Pull up. Listen, let's just pull up World Star Hip Hop. I think it'd be easier if we did that.
We got you right here.
It all escalated from a social media planned team takeover by young people across Chicago, where police say officers were monitoring several large gatherings that flooded the streets last weekend. This is the couple at the center of that assault, now speaking out to NBC Chicago.
Horrible.
Yeah, I think let them all go
Ashley Knudsen and her
and give them $100,000.
Devontae Garrison Johnson say they were out shopping in the Chicago Loop and looking for a place to eat when they say they got caught up in one of these large groups on Saturday.
So basically you were a part of a mob. Well, they just admitted to being a part of a mob.
They were not They were from out of town.
Oh, okay, got you. Yeah.
The mob allegedly yelling they
Oh,
were going
the
to
mob!
kill them, according to the couple, with no one intervening.
I'm dying.
Until
Stop.
Lenora Dennis, who witnessed the attack, decided to step in.
Mm-hmm.
But like at that moment, I needed to take action. He was bleeding.
Oh shit, he got fucking stabbed.
His head, his eyes, he couldn't make straight eye contact with me, so I felt like he might have been concussed.
Dennis says she tried to alert
Is this-
police about the assault.
They're talking about him?
Wait. Yeah, they're talking about him. You would
Okay.
say they tried to alert the police?
Dennis says she tried to
Okay.
alert police
Fair.
about the assault.
Went
But they didn't care.
in front of a police car, but I saw
They were
him, and I was
busy.
like, stop.
They were busy at a murder, probably.
Dennis telling NBC Chicago she did not end up getting any help from police and that
They
she
know I can't.
drove the couple to the precinct herself, where they reported their shoes, phones, and credit cards were stolen. Chicago police verifying this
Yeah, I was
video
stabbed,
and
soon to be to
saying
death.
An internal investigation about the response is ongoing.
Oh my God.
Trash people, y'all. That wasn't them
Yeah.
damn two. Look,
Oh
teams
my
get
God.
up and beat up out of town. They just
Yeah.
laugh. Talking about defund the police. We don't need them.
Guys. So by the way, everybody, breaking news. Chicago is violence. Breaking news. You can find violent videos of Chicago online. Give me a fucking break. Like I said, World Star Hip Hop fucking literally lives off of the streets of Chicago. Okay, that's where most of its videos come from.
So condoning that just because it's Chicago, that's how it should be.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm being funny.
Trying to get these bad children off the street, teach them something, put them, lock them up, do something with them.
Okay, so yeah, like I said, no, I'm not saying that. I'm being silly. I'm being silly because I feel like I've already made my like position so clear through the first fucking 3 videos that we've watched based around this subject. So my position hasn't really changed. I don't see how I don't see how the comments of the person previously are changed by these videos that you showed. You know what I mean? It doesn't change anything. Okay, all right. I guess.
He has no sympathy for them people getting beat up for no reason.
What the fuck? How do you get that? I didn't even hear him. When did he speak on this? When did I see him speak on this? Oh my God.
They want to run beat up. It's just
this is a different issue. He was addressing a completely separate issue. And I mean, I'm sure his statement would still apply here if young people were involved in something fucked up like this. Hopefully, we can go ahead. Yeah.
He says nothing to comfort the city, to comfort tourists to come there. He says nothing.
Well, I think they're past that.
Meaning, we're going to try to fight this crime.
Yeah, I think they're past the tourist situation. Yeah, but I hear you.
We're going to try to put programs together to redirect these teams or something like that.
Well, first off, he did say that. First off, he literally said that. He mentioned the funding. Yes, he mentioned programs. Yes. So it's like once again. Also, to be clear, you've only fucking exposed us to like maybe 30 seconds of this man speaking, and you're drawing these crazy fucking conclusions of his position when all that I've seen from his position would support what I've said. So I mean, I don't really see an issue with it. There still should be.
Both of y'all suck.
Okay, you know what? I think I think you fucking suck. How about that? I think you fucking suck.
I'm happy y'all ain't my mayor, man.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe he'll do something.
Brother, we're not in disagreement. I'm not saying that they're doing a good job. And I'm kidding about it. It shouldn't be a lost cause. I don't know that tourism, not everywhere is Florida. So it's like, not everywhere is really like as hell-bent on that being what their economy is based off of is tourism. They have some shit they need to fix within. And I think that his statements that you've shown us, which once again, we're all drawing these conclusions. You drawing wacky, fucking crazy conclusions about this man's fucking character. And we've only listened to 30 fucking seconds of him speak. And maybe you've listened to more. I don't know. What's his name? Could you tell me his name? Okay, you don't even know the fucking man's name. You don't know.
But I forgot.
Okay, but brother, you don't even know his name, and you're drawing these fucking conclusions like he's responsible. No, but you're acting as if he's responsible for like issues that have been there, and what he's saying is good. So it's like I don't have an issue with what he's saying. So what you've shown to me so far, and then you show me videos afterwards where it's like, hey, don't you see that there's more violence in fucking Chicago? That's not a newsflash to me.
Well, it's not that I'm showing you more violence. What I'm showing you is that he's talking about don't demonize the kids, and these damn kids keep doing this and this and this and this.
Do you think that he's supposed to say a magical thing that stops people from being violent? I don't understand.
Yeah,
if he said, do you think there's anything? Do you think there's anything that he could have said that would stop violence in Chicago? Not in my opinion.
We're gonna have a type of curfew or something. Hey, you out past the time you're out of this age? Yes, we're gonna arrest you. Yeah.
They don't even have a bail law.
I don't know.
You know what? I think that this is my thing. We would have to know that he hasn't also addressed these other things that you're talking about, and there's no saying that he hasn't. So it's like when you're like he hasn't shown sympathy for victims or whatever you were saying earlier. I can't say that this guy's never spoke in that same fucking press conference. He may have spoke out for the victims. So it's like, it's like, you said what?
I was talking about for the community. Just like
okay, but either way, how can you make the conclusion out of all the things that all the times he's done press conferences like this? We've watched 30 seconds of one, and we're gonna act as if we know that he's never fucking. This is Chicago. This is the thing. Let's have some fucking perspective here. This is Chicago politics. This is not even this. No, I think the conclusions you're coming to are just fucking crazy. And if you don't want to make just sweeping conclusions, then just take the time to watch him talk more and get more entrenched in Chicago politics.
Watch him talk. I've seen him talk plenty of times. Just because I'm bringing on
one, you couldn't even tell me his fucking name, and then two. Okay, yeah, because you have it on your fucking computer screen. Okay, I know how goddamn fucking StreamYard works. Yeah, okay, it was on your screen. You fucking goddamn cheats.
Lori Lightfoot, I remember her name.
I knew you were slowly pulling it back up the whole time. I know how the whole shit works, bro.
I'm pretty sure their son just committed to the University of Illinois.
That's why.
The Lightfoot.
Lori Lightfoot. Yeah. It's a fire last name for a football player.
Yeah, Marquise Lightfoot is his name, so I think that's.
I like it.
Coincidence. They're both in Chicago, so
nice.
Even Lori Lightfoot had some negative to say about the mayor. Captain, okay.
That's probably a good thing. What are you talking about? So now all of a sudden, you trust her fucking judgment.
No, I say she was
convenient.
She was shitty
too.
But
you just said like, oh, even she had something to say. Okay, her having something bad to say about him is not a bad thing. She's a fucking idiot. So it's like it's a good thing.
They're both idiots. Why is she an idiot?
Is she not?
In my opinion, yeah.
Okay, well then, why are you even challenging it? Then why are you even challenging it? Can I not hold the same opinion? That's crazy.
I didn't challenge it.
You did. You said, well, why? Why is she crazy? Well, I thought we were just going off the fucking general principle that we all thought that she was crazy. But yeah, I mean, okay, well then let it be that, I guess. So my point being, like I don't have any fucking allegiance to these motherfuckers. You got me fucked up. Like, what are you talking about?
I don't know what y'all be doing.
Yeah, like I said, man, sit in politics. If you want the real.
Oh, let me do the car company. Oh, don't hold these teams accountable.
Listen, okay, so this is the conversation. I guess this conversation Kent thinks happened. One person decided to say, "Hey, instead of prosecuting individuals, by the way, not the prosecutor, the mayor just makes this decision. Instead of prosecuting anybody, let's distract everybody by suing the car companies." Well, how are those two things even remotely fucking connected in your mind? So I think
make the car harder to get to. They'll never.
They should do that. They should do that. I don't even understand the issue there. It's like, are you pro car companies not making the cars hard to break into?
Am I what?
Are you pro car companies not making the cars harder to break into? You know what I'm trying to say. I'm hot.
Breaking any car is just about being able to steal it. So,
all right. So don't answer the question.
Steal it so easy. But also, and then you say say something about these children. What are you planning on doing about these children? That's what I'm talking.
They have parents. They have parents. Talk to their parents. I don't know what you want the mayor to do about that.
18, they hold your parents accountable. Say something about that then. Okay.
I think prosecute crimes that you can prosecute. Things like bail reform and no bail. I mean, that's something that I'm up in the air on. There's a lot of things that I actually like about that, just based off of our Constitution, which I think a lot of times we want to rely on that. But it's like, look, in a situation where somebody,
I kind of like certain things about it.
Okay, well, that's me.
Yeah, okay.
Well, so
you like all the violent criminals walking the street? That's nice.
Well, I mean, the thing is, if you don't have a mountain of evidence, then they should be presumed to be innocent. So yeah, that's like just goes in line with how we say that we treat people in this country. So I think there's a lot of reasons to make sense. But there may be certain stipulations. I think you make a point to where, we might want to make concessions like that. Where maybe violent criminals still have some kind of bail and something like that. So,
guilty to proven innocent. And if somebody,
I agree with that. But at the same time, if it's a danger to the community, Deuce makes a very interesting point. I mean, I don't know. I mean, say somebody does like a mass shooting or something crazy like that and gets away with it and gets captured several days later, and it's not like a open and shut case. Either way, it wouldn't be. If it's just going to be it's innocent until proven guilty. Even if it is open and shut, there's going to be a time for the trial to happen. So you have the right to due process, so they can make that happen as fast as possible. But I mean, technically, there would be a time in your reality and my reality to a certain extent. But I'm open to questioning that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a catch-22 because, like you say, if it's not a ton of evidence right there to arrest somebody or hold them in jail, but what if a person didn't do it? Now you done stop their whole life. Maybe they get fired from the job. All this stuff.
Of course. Yeah. Of course.
Then if they really did do it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's definitely a catch-22.
No, it's difficult.
Yeah.
That's an interesting. That's a whole side conversation. What was that?
I said your life does think it's ruined. That's for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, were you able to find some gas, brother?
Oh, I didn't even go yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm heading to racetrack. But yeah, no, I just realized he was in the car, so I was wondering if he was successful before I fucking left. And then go to racetrack, waste gas. Could you imagine? Oh my god!
I'm on the road. I'm not even in the car yet. I don't know what that is.
Oh, damn. Okay. Bro, why would you go to Fort Myers if it's totally possible that it might be
down there to mow anyway?
You said what?
I have to go down there regardless.
Oh, okay.
I was down there. I rented a mower from down there because I ain't got my mow back yet. What is this?
Damn.
Yeah,
that's crazy. No, that's like what you were talking about as far as like fucking up the. But I'm happy that you found a way and thought a way around that or whatever. That's why you're the man. You got that shit figured out.
So Gates, can I ask you a question? If you had one way to fix Chicago, what would you do to fix Chicago?
I mean, yeah, obviously there's not just one way. I think I would start by putting curfews on the teams.
Communism.
Yeah, I think robots in the street, robots armed with guns.
I don't know about all that.
Even more communism.
I mean, I had a curfew when I was a jet. I remember, matter of fact, me and my friend, we was in Lakeland, and we went to Taco Bell. Police came in.
Grady Judd came through.
It was like, how old are you? I was like 16.
Yeah.
He asked him how old he was. He said 16. He said, you got two options. You can get your food and go, or go to Bartow. And Bartow's where the jail's at. And I was 16. 17 had a curfew till 1 o'clock, I think. After 1, something like that, you had to be in the house at 17 years.
Well, so one thing though, like, to be honest, we all know, so police officers will abuse their authority. That happens. A lot of them don't know the law very well. And if you have somebody, or you're a lawyer, I follow a lot of lawyers where they'll be doing the most random shit. Like, police officers will be doing the most random shit that I probably would let slide because I don't know my rights that intimately. And then all of a sudden you got people that are like, yo, I will sue you for this shit. I will literally sue you for this shit. I'm like, oh, okay. So, you know what I mean? I think that, yeah. So, I mean, in all honesty, they might. Go ahead. Yeah, I'm listening.
No, they did the same thing through the lockdowns, but everybody was locked in the house.
I feel you, but the thing is, if you're out there, then it may end up being a situation of, I'm just speaking like kind of like I'm kind of like intellectualizing a little bit, just kind of like thinking about the scenario with like other shit that I've like seen, and I'm like, it could be a situation that you may have to just tempt that. It may be like, yo, nobody coming outside, because most people are going to listen to that request, and if most people are confronted with a police officer that gives a very strong suggestion, will just follow the command, whether it's backed by anything. Or not even, because it may be backed by like a power structure, but whether that power structure is actually authorized in making that command could be a completely different thing. You feel what I'm saying?
Yes, 100%. Now, constitutionally, could they have done that?
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, me either. Yeah.
It was a thing that all kids knew in Polk County.
You do have a right to like a right for transportation is in the fucking Constitution. I don't know like exactly what that covers. Yeah, I don't know exactly.
If you register yourself as a sovereign citizen, you don't even have any, like, you don't. The thing is like,
you don't live by any of that.
That's what I'm saying, man. Just be a sovereign citizen. Be outside whenever the fuck you feel like.
You can't have a social security. Like, it's a lot different. The way
I don't even use that shit anyway. I barely use that shit anyway at this point. I already maxed it out.
No, it's like
when you go to court and everybody stand up, you're not supposed to stand up if you're a sovereign.
Yeah.
Individual, whatever. You drive, you don't have to have a driver's license, all kind of stuff. But I don't know it well enough to say I'm gonna live like that.
Imagine that though. You get pulled over, you're like, fuck these speed limits. Yeah. You're like a diplomat.
Thank you.
Basically, you're treated like a diplomat, basically.
Yeah, it's interesting. Well, I mean, hey, yeah, you probably gotta follow the law within a certain, like, but what if you're like, hey, these laws, I don't even fucking recognize these laws. Yeah. But they hit you with the laws of the land.
Laws, I guess.
Laws of the land, brother. This is a tale as old as time. It's the law of the land.
Man, they had a law and I believe standing in Polk County. You can't spit on the sidewalk. I remember a guy went to jail spitting on the sidewalk a few years ago.
Bro, I downloaded an app one time. It was some offline shit during a hurricane or whatever. Speaking of which, and it was just like random laws in states. You know how many states it's illegal to have anal sex? I'm just saying. It's crazy. It's common. Just saying. There's a few of them out there. Yeah, they do not want you putting in the butthole.
How they going? Huh? How they going?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. How are you going to enforce that?
Going to the hospital.
Well, somebody file a complaint, maybe. Somebody's like, hey, we had anal sex. My butt hurts. Now I want. Yeah.
Surgery.
But if you think about it, then that other thing can't be legal too.
Deuce came through with that, big schlong energy just now.
Yeah, that energy.
You said what?
I said, what? what you can't. What you call it can't be legal too.
What can't be?
Guy on guy. That ain't legal.
Oh wow. Okay.
Well, I mean, I think
way to be like
guy on guy. I love how you said that to us like fucking a porn website or some shit. Like in that terminology. Male on male. No, bro. I think no anal sex kind of like it kind of puts a kibosh in that. You know, strictly mouth. Strictly mouth stuff with your bros.
I wonder, like real talk. I wonder if somebody. Would they put them in jail?
Hold on, put who in jail? I'm sorry, because
somebody was just having a conversation and the police asked them that they do that, and they say, "Yeah, I do," and then they lock them.
Yeah, anal sex all the time. Oh, come with us. We need to talk.
Place where you can have all the anal sex you want.
We're bringing you to the apex. Yeah, that's nuts. Wow, what an eye opener. But there's all kinds of weird ass laws though. That really was the point. I mean, but yeah, anal sex is definitely one that was just always funny.
Probably for that though. I bet it was for that. Just like spitting on the sidewalk was a thing that they made against black guys. That's where it came from.
Spitting on the sidewalk was a black person thing.
Well,
this is my thing. Whenever I get on this bitch, whenever I talk, it's like a black person makes another claim that black people started some shit. This time it's spitting on the sidewalk. Okay, right, fine. I'm fucking done. You started spitting on the sidewalk. Fucking fine. All right, I give up.
Just to arrest the black
white people stole everything. No, what was that?
Y'all
I see. I'm playing. Oh man, don't say y'all, man. You don't even know about my makeup, bro. I might be more black than you, kid, for real. I'm just light skinned. Yeah, that's true. He's Dutch. It's facts. But I mean, he doesn't follow the way. So he's like
Deutschland.
He's like Boy Katan.
No, I'm not Shaka Khan, but
bang bang boogie.
Nah, Boy Katan, the Mandalorian that doesn't follow the way.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, the Mandalorian.
Yeah, I couldn't get into that.
It's pretty fire, brother. Definitely check it out. I just finished.
Fucking show. Don't be a hater.
Yeah. I finished the last season. I will say, look, they're setting it up for the lady to take over the main fucking character again, like they always do. That's if you want to talk about what the Dems do, it's definitely that. They're like, look, I know it started out and it was between him and the baby, but we need to make this somehow about the woman that came in, Bo-Katan. Look what I'm talking about. You haven't seen the most recent season?
Yeah, I've seen it.
He literally. Can I just spoil it? Can I spoil it for?
Brother, fuck.
Come on, bro. Let me talk about it, bro. Let me talk about it. I'm ready to go. Literally, how they did it. Oh my god, how they did the Mandalorian was fucking disgusting. I just want. You haven't seen? You're not up to date.
I feel like
I watched.
Well, I know you're not, Ken. I'm talking about because I don't give a fuck about spoiling it for you because you're not even watching it. Deuce is trying to act like he watches it. He's probably fucking halfway through season one, and he's like, "Don't spoil it."
How many seasons are there now? Because that came out.
There's 3.
Oh,
3. Yeah. I'm trying to watch that Ahsoka. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah.
So they must have stopped.
Yeah, so I said, nah, she looks like I can't even lie. Made me think some things. I had to, you know what I mean?
What you do to slaves back in the day, huh,
whoa, absolutely not, brother. She's orange and has tentacles coming out of her head. Made me think what might have to happen if some aliens landed down here for real. I don't know. I might be a little bit more open-minded than I thought. You know what I'm saying? Like what?
I don't know. I might be more open-minded to some slaves, brother.
This man's fucking wild. Oh my god. What
that alien pussy look like? Yeah.
Hey, brother, it is what it is. I'm too light-skinned to say that. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna stick with the aliens. Let me get some alien pussy.
The female slave owners was R-word in the black.
Holy shit!
You think they weren't giving that pussy up?
Yeah, they were.
Hey.
But for the man with the bigger bag.
And the dude to get killed or beaten. Once they see that baby, I'd have passed that baby, boss.
Hold up. So you're saying it was a trap, so they would do that, and then they would.
It wasn't a trap. She wanted it, but
you said so. Essentially, all right, that's fine. I get what you're saying. I thought you said it was I thought you said it was a trap, and then they watch people get beat and was like into that. I was like, oh,
I don't know, brother. To be very correct, politically correct, he said first they were getting raped.
Well, all right, you know what? Pull back up the video. What the fuck were we just watching?
That's what they say.
What the fuck were we watching, brother? Can we get back to? Was it sports or was it fucking? Was it the bushes? Anything? Fucking child trafficking? Like fucking any of the topics? Just bring it back to video. Yeah. No. Hey, great show. It's a great show.
Oh, that's what they said. I ain't said that's what they said.
No, I feel it. I love it. Well, I don't love it. I hate that. I hate that happened. And
I love that.
Yeah, I hate that, and I hate that for them. I wish I could go back and make it not so, but we're here, we're vibing. You know what I'm saying? It's a light skin with we're gonna say 2 medium tone brothers. Yeah, man. You know what I mean? I had to spare you, brother. You black is beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Like Boobie Miles said. In the words of the great Boobie Miles before he separated his fucking ACL.
Yeah, before he became worth nothing.
What Paul at? I mean, Paul.
Oh man, he's probably sleeping, brother. He's probably sleeping.
He's probably cuddled up next to his Democratic pillow.
His Obama body pillow. Oh my God, Paul, my bad, man. I had to get that one in, brother. You already know what time it is. I'm burning the midnight oil, brother.
Had that stuff knocked off.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah. You voting for again? You voting for Vivek? You voting for that fucking terrorist?
Hell no.
The one that's trying to bring down our democracy, literally.
George Soros gave him some a scholarship.
Vivek is wild. Vivek literally, he gets up on stage and he's like, guys, I want to bring it back to 1776. I'm just being honest, okay? 1776, things were a lot better. You didn't have these guys out here. The CIA, get rid of it 100%. We're going to bring it to 0. FBI, we don't need them for any reason. Bring it to 0. Now, what am I going to do in the meantime? I'm doing whatever the fuck I want, baby, because I'm George fucking Washington. No, he's fucking wild.
Larry Elder got left off the debate.
You said who?
Larry Elder, the one who just roasted that girl on the Breakfast Club.
No, he looked like a goddamn fool on the fucking Breakfast Club. That's just anybody. Yeah, and honestly, anybody that goes up there at this point, you look like a fucking idiot. But he definitely looked like an idiot. They actually might have won that argument. I was like, wow, I can't send
that video, Gabe.
Stop it.
Refresh my memory, because I might be supporting some crazy shit.
I think that's the
Charlamagne asked him, when you gonna
He sounds right.
That N-word moment. He
said, wow.
All right. Said, well, you should already have that N-word moment when Joe Biden came on here on your show and told you ain't black unless you vote for him.
So he attacked him. All right, nice. I like that.
Yeah, he came back, and then old girl was kind of quiet for a moment. Then she got over her.
Well, because the attack was directed specifically, at Charlamagne at that moment. I think is why she was quiet.
Who couldn't obviously stand on his own fucking two like a
yeah.
Everybody get in there for him and fight his battle.
Everybody understood when Charlamagne asked him a gotcha question, like something crazy.
Yeah. And then
he responded. He responded with the full-on awesome onslaught.
He couldn't help but take the dick and stick it in her mouth after.
Oh yeah, let's hear it. So what did she say then, Kent?
I just said she shouldn't even be on the show.
Gotcha.
She's allowed to come.
I mean, they could get somebody who's halfway intelligent.
Okay. Oh, you should talk to sister, Ken.
Well, no, brother, this is basically what you said on the show that we did. Deuce, when I was editing it back, and you're like, she is an ignorant bitch. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I'm like, holy shit, brother. I'm like, this is a mother. Yeah, I was thinking like that. I was like, this is his mother, but whatever. Let it fly. Hey, but the thing is, she's out here in this content world. She's making content. She knows what it is.
She's the ex-military, so I felt bad saying it, but
also true. Also true. You said what?
She's annoying. She needs to.
Oh, I feel you.
On no major platform like that for her.
I have no idea. Yeah, I don't know what her background is like in broadcasting. Why she got to that point. Maybe she had been with the show for a while or whatever. But I agree with you. Whenever we see her go back and forth, I feel like they make these like unredeemable figures somehow look good, and I'm like, how the fuck you guys is it like, was the point for Vivek to go up there and actually look halfway fucking reasonable when he got up there?
Yeah.
When he started talking about tearing the entire fabric of the fucking United States down and bringing us back to the year 1776, it started to make a lot of sense when this fucking stupid ass bitch started just spouting nonsense. You made him seem like, wow. You at least made him seem when he responded and didn't just fucking snap out on her like, oh wow, he has a nice temperament. He seems like a decent guy, actually.
She made him seem so much more intelligent. Okay, so he's really intelligent. I've always said that. But she made him seem like he was the greatest fucking candidate on planet Earth because she was just so fucking stupid.
Well, and he kept his calm. He kept his calm for a long time.
That she couldn't formulate a clear fucking question to catch him up in something, and then Charlamagne would jump in. Vivek would go to respond, and then she would get upset because he had the gotcha question.
I think she wanted him
to talk for 10 minutes.
Well, and Envy too. Go ahead. You're good.
My job is to make somebody fly off the handle. It's so stupid.
Well, and it makes sense because so far I don't think we've seen her in the room with the person. So she's like an outside source to kind of get him a little rattled. But I remember when we were watching that video as well, Envy and Charlamagne at one point, they're like, oh, calm down, Vivek. And he's like super chill. They're like, oh, give her a chance to speak. It's like, she's been fucking character assassinating this motherfucker for 20 minutes straight. Like, let him.
Envy.
Yeah. So it's like, definitely, I think, which is tough when you have a show like that, like what we were talking about earlier, where we have such chemistry that even can get kind of difficult to get on the same page when we haven't done the podcast with each other for a while. You can't understate that. Like Angela Yee, at least when that was the Breakfast Club, there was a good kind of like understanding of how the interviews were going to go and everybody's role and place in the interviews. And they had some iconic moments. With these aren't even like iconic. When we see them, they come up in passing. They're not like, did you see what happened on the Breakfast Club? This changed culture. It's like, well, did you see the fuckery and the disorganization and dumbasses on the Breakfast Club talking to somebody they had no business even talking to? Because they're not educating themselves on the topics, I guess. It just seems like they just want to. It seems like they are going in. Maybe that's probably why. Because it seems like now they are going in intentionally to get that moment, and it just doesn't come off.
Yeah.
Like genuine. Like when fucking Hillary Clinton randomly pulls the fucking hot sauce out of her bag on the Breakfast Club. That was like a genuine moment where it's like, wow, this bitch is actually pandering on the Breakfast Club right now, and it's so fucking unself-aware. That's not the word I wanted to use, but I'm high. It's late. But it's like she lacks self-awareness to the point to where she's pulling that out, and she thinks that it is going to win her votes. Same thing with what you said, Larry Elder said with the fucking Joe Biden thing. That's a genuine moment that went crazy on the internet during the election time when Joe Biden was like, "Oh, you're not black if you don't vote for me." Even though it wasn't a good moment, like it didn't look great on the Breakfast Club, it was still a epic moment that actually kind of had an impact on the election for a moment at least. It felt like.
Oh, 100%. I mean, I just feel like you're right. She did lack self-awareness to an extent because, she thinks that her responses are a lot more clever than what they are and shit like that.
Well, I was talking about Hillary Clinton at that time when I said.
Oh, well, Hillary Clinton too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm talking about, I was saying when she brought out the hot sauce. Really, my thing, and I'm interested in your opinion if you agree with this, so I want to make it more like cogent and very clear. is I think now with the Breakfast Club, there's a feeling that when they go into those interviews, they're trying to create this crazy ass moment. When before, it would be kind of like Charlemagne doing that in like a comedic way, and everybody else was actually genuinely there, like asking just straight up questions. Like they wanted to let you promote or like get to know you, tell your story a little bit. Like it was a normal interview. Now, when you have this lady come in, it just doesn't feel organic when those moments happen because it feels like constantly you're trying to catch one of those moments. So you're never building a conversation. Right. Yeah, you're never building a conversation.
Angela Lee had a big part in that though too, in my opinion.
You're probably right. Yeah.
Why she got kicked off?
Well, because
she
left. To keep the show somewhat authentic, in my opinion. And
I think she's doing her own thing now too, like an independent thing, or got like an opportunity with another like network to do her own type of show type thing.
No, she's doing her own podcast type of shit, and it's actually not bad. I mean, her shit is just more about. I feel like they just when they lost her, they lost an integral part of their like authenticity and sense. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like now they're just doing whatever to chase like the money in a sense, you know. And their content is just a lot more watered down. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like this new shit with this girl and Charlemagne and Legal Envy. Like it's just sad because Envy just sits there and literally like entertains the fuck with it. He doesn't even try to step in and like keep it somewhere.
Is she on there now though? Like that's where I'm kind of confused. Is she just on? Because it seems like she might only be on there for like these specific interviews or something. Is she on there all the time? I don't know if anybody knows.
She's on there. It seems like she's on there, man. Just, like,
it doesn't really seem like that to me, to be honest. But she may be. I don't know. Honestly,
well, no, I feel like she calls in. Like she's not always like she may not be on there the full time. But I feel like she's always like on standby, ready to go. Like if it's boring,
no, I agree.
Tap a button. And
okay, I got you.
You know,
yeah.
Like if they feel like the content's not hitting, like they'll just call her up.
Yeah, I mean that might be it. I definitely think it's a situation where, at the very least, she's playing her role. I think she is doing what they want her to do. Yeah. I just think it seems gross when she does it. It seems, and from their perspective, it just seems very dishonest. Like if you're going to invite Vivek on there, if you're going to invite anybody on there, it's like. You should have some genuine interest on what they have to offer. I feel like it shouldn't be only based off of I want to make you look like an idiot and enrich my because they let's not get it twisted. All right, they are in a lot of ways a liberal platform. They're in New York City. I know typically they do put a lot of support behind liberal candidates. So, like, even with Biden and stuff like that, a lot of the talk at the end of the day, they were to pushing the get out and vote. They were a part of that. So I do think when you see this, you have to take into consideration with the Breakfast Club. When we were talking about Fox earlier, I think it's important to consider that Fox is a conservative network, obviously. So there's that tilt. So I'm just bringing that up here, too. It's a hip-hop station, so you might not feel that way. It's not as obvious. It's not as overt, but Breakfast Club is owned by iHeartMedia, one of the biggest fucking media conglomerates in the fucking world. So it's like, if you think they don't have an agenda or whatever, I think it's clear by how they interview their guests.
Like, whoever owns the company. But I think they're definitely doing a lot of shit for clicks, though, which is lame in my opinion. I feel like they're going to lose a big part of what made them authentic. Because that whole Rebecca interview, like, they didn't really let him speak. They didn't really ask him any good questions. I mean, and once he did get into certain things with policy, they didn't really challenge, like, his policy. She kept on going back, okay, well, what makes you a good servant to the country? It's like, wait a minute. This man just said some communist shit. You don't want to ask him about that? You want to ask him on how he's going to serve you? Like, are you fucking serious? He just said it, and he said some crazy shit. Challenge that. But that just told me that she can't challenge him on a policy level because that's too intellectual for her. She has to challenge him in with emotions and try to paint him a certain way, just like using like little sneaky political like tactics and shit in conversation. And I just thought that was just like pathetic.
Well, and I think also to your point, I think it could speak to them coming into the conversation with already a game player. So there's no room to switch it up when the conversation goes a certain way. So like to follow up on certain things that you weren't expecting. When he says something wild where you weren't expecting that, so you got to stick to the game plan because you have this bullet list of things you need to attack him on, and that wasn't a part of it. So we're not going to trail off too far. So. I think it's
so you're saying like basically she couldn't expand on anything because she had some talking points that she already had.
She had talking points, that she had to get to. So when he said some crazy shit that you really, to your point, if she really dug into, probably could have achieved her what she wanted the result to be. Instead, she had to completely ignore that and then just stick to the ball. And there is a few times in the interview where you see her go like, okay, and then she just switches like what Kent does when I make a good ass point, and then he says, okay, well, yeah, anyways, so what about this video? And I'm like, all right, cool. Well, shit. What about what I just said?
Yeah, so sometimes the point just be like,
so fucking stupid. You don't even need to fucking respond to it. Yeah, I feel that. I feel that, brother. I understand. I definitely understand. Yeah.
I mean, I hear that, but I just think if you're going to do political content, you have to do a better job of, like, making sure you're talking about the information. Like,
the real shit.
Yeah, you have to be, and you have to be willing to stick with the facts, man. Like, I like political, I don't even give a fuck if it's left or right wing. I like motherfuckers.
I did get to the facts. I ain't say nothing that wasn't factual.
No, I feel you. You never say anything that's not factual.
I'm just saying in general, like my favorite content to listen to about politics is when either side can be genuinely brutally honest about whatever is going on, And it's very rare you find people that can do that because it's hard to find people that just don't give a fuck about a party,
Yeah, I feel that.
So that's the biggest thing, and I think
I'll be honest on what I'll be talking about. I don't always lean
to the. He don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
I mean, Gates, I'll say you're open-minded. Yeah. I mean, you're conservative, but you're open-minded for the most part. I mean, you can be swayed. You know what I'm saying, which is good.
That's great.
But like they're not. I mean, that's like the minority, though. For being
honest.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not very normal. So,
yeah.
We just have to be kind of honest about that. And the problem is, too, a lot of people that are in these spaces that are, like, on podcasts or talking and stuff, they are very political and they're very one-way,
Well, I mean, some of that is, like, in my opinion, you get into, like, things like audience capture, where you have an audience that wants to hear a certain perspective regardless. So it's like people are coming there. Like you'll even notice that with like some of our videos that we do, where it's like some videos specifically talk about certain people, typically it'll do a little bit better. And some people want to hear people hate on those people. Some people want to hear, you know what I mean? So you end up building an audience of, like, eventually Kent's going to have an audience of people that just want to hear him hate on LeBron. They don't want to hear him fucking say some nice shit about LeBron. That's going to fucking piss them off. They come to Kent to hear him shit on LeBron every time. But yeah, so I mean, I think audience capture is something you have to be aware of because there's that feedback between you and the audience. And as a creator, you're obviously always looking for positive feedback. So if you're getting positive feedback on giving a certain perspective, you don't want, I can see how that could taint how you cover a topic. So you got to be conscious of that. So I mean, I agree with you. Keeping that as, you said, what was that?
I was gonna say also, the dude I follow, Greg, conservative, whatever his name, black conservative, something.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
But
I like how you're gonna act like you don't know his fucking channel's name, but you send us videos from him every day.
Foreman. I know his name is Greg Foreman. Black
I got you.
I don't know what the channel's called.
Black Conservative Perspective, I believe. Give the man a shout out. You watch his video every goddamn day.
All the time. But I had to get on him a couple times. Like I didn't agree with what he was talking about. You know what I'm saying?
That's fine. That's fine.
Like, dude, what are you talking about?
Do you remember what you disagreed with him on? Just for shit to get
one thing I disagreed with him on. The Alabama brawl. He covered that.
Yeah.
He was talking about it wasn't racist and it wasn't this, it wasn't that. And I was like, well, it probably didn't start out that way, but when them boys decided to jump the black dude, it definitely was a racist thing, I believe.
Okay.
and then he might like.
Well, hold up. So real quick, him saying it's not racist. What do you think that appeals to? Do you think he's appealing to a conservative perspective when he says that? Probably.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's my point. That's actually my point.
Yeah.
Is that there's audience capture. So you were in, like Deuce said, not everybody can think critically or whatever and come to a conclusion like, hey, even though, and I'm not even necessarily, that doesn't even necessarily align with conservative perspective, but it does go hand in hand with some people that hold a conservative perspective. So yeah, that's really my point. I don't know. That's really my point.
But he just made it like, he just made real light of all. He like, I don't know, anything the black people done, he just made real light of it. Like, oh, that wasn't nothing.
Okay, I see. It's actually kind of.
I agree.
Yeah.
He tried to water down the situation and make it seem like it was. I don't think it was racial, man. Personally, I mean, I feel like it was family protecting family, and.
So Deuce actually agrees with him.
I don't necessarily think it was racist.
It's fine, but
because for me, for it to be racist, like it had to start out because the thing is, it had to have started out about the guy being black, and it wasn't about the guy being black.
How do we know that? Even though I said it, don't
telling him to move his fucking.
Yeah, the black guy telling him.
It doesn't matter. It could have been a fucking Mexican.
But what about the people that joined in after not knowing what's going on and aligned with the people with the same skin color as them?
But I think they already knew. You talking to me?
They're all family anyway, though. They're all fucking friends and family. That's what I'm saying.
In that case, you gotta say. I'm just saying, if there's anybody that's not a part of the group, I honestly don't know enough about the situation because I didn't.
I'll say
go ahead.
If you had a boat and that was up in that situation, there was a black guy saying you move your boat, and you're like, bro, Deuce, I don't want to move the boat.
You'd have punched the shit out of me and been like, you're like, I'm with him.
People on the boat that jumped in, they did know what was going on. They all worked together, but they did know what was going on. I seen another video that basically said they knew that the guy was and one of the people on the boat was saying what was going on while they were on the boat, and then they were over there talking out what was supposed to go on. I think they were the ones supposed to dock.
Yeah, I watched the video like one time. This wasn't. I'm too light skinned for this shit. It didn't enamor me like that, Cole. It didn't capture my imagination in that way. You know what I mean? It just didn't. So I saw it. It came and went. So I would just have to know more about it. From everything that Deuce is saying, though, I mean, I could see it. Not necessarily being racist. If it would have been random people joining in on the melee, which I thought maybe could have been the situation, and people were just basically taking each other's side based off without any communication, just based off of I'm here now fighting because we're the same race, I could see that having racial undertones at the very least. But if it wasn't that, if it was a situation where these people were all directly related in some way, then I could see, like what Deuce is saying, me and you, we've worked together, Kent. So, like, if we were working together at work and something went crazy with you and somebody wanted to, fight you all of a sudden, then I'm going to have your back just based off us working together in our relationship in that way. So, it just so happens that we're both black. So,
yeah. I can see it Deuce's way as well. I just feel like the guy was doing his job. He was at work. He was doing his job, asking him to move the boat. And also, there was a white guy that was with him, with the black guy that worked there. And he tried to pull somebody off. And then the black guy who was not
you're gonna cut his story off of your story, Deuce? What are you doing?
My story's made a little bit better. I can talk right?
You're not even. He's talking about the actual situation that happened. You're gonna tell us some other story about you fighting somebody, and they're gonna be like, "Yeah, I did that at the end. He laid out and bled to death. I did it."
And there was another black guy who was not part of the group, And he was trying to break everything up. But anyway, go ahead.
Nice. Yeah, dude, let's hear your story about how you won.
No, this is what happened. All I'm saying is when you okay, so I have a situation where once upon a time I was behind the gated community, and the gatehouse guy, he's Russian, and he's a dickhead, right? So I almost beat his ass at the gate one day. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow.
Not because he was Russian. It was because he was a dickhead. You see what I'm saying? Because racist had anything to do with it. Now, I have Russian people that live in my community. If they'd have jumped out and helped him because he was Russian, then shit, okay, yeah, it's a little racist, 100%.
Yeah.
I agree. But if
what
people jumped out for me, it'd be racist.
Did nothing happen, though? Is that the whole point of your story?
Nothing happened. He did not want that smoke from me.
Oh, Lord. Okay. So, all right. Well, thanks, man. It really puts everything into perspective now. I get it. You dumbed it way down.
I just felt like them boys knew they need to move it. Well, I ain't gonna say they knew they need to move it, but he told them, look, he know that they know he works there, and he's telling them to move their boat. He's not doing anything. He's not. How confrontational he was, with his voice, but but I think once they jumped on him,
you know damn well that man threw his off and threw his set up to get his ass worked.
Literally, yeah.
That was after dude jumped on him, though.
No,
dude jumped on him.
Ken's about to play this. Ken's about to play this video for the fucking 30th time on the stream. Let's go.
I was just saying that. Got a message, but I think that's when it became a racist. A known word. I felt like that was racist. I mean, it may not be. Y'all might be right, to be honest, but I just felt like at that point when they decided to jump him, then it was a whole nother ball game. Oh, we can get him now. Ain't nobody here to help him.
I don't know, man. Like for me, I'm just not as a black man, I'm just not with that victim shit. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm not going to jump out and say I'm not going to jump out the window and say it was racist off the bat. So I feel the conservative perspective at the end of the day.
That's one thing. It was just the way he did it, though. For me, it wasn't like we having this discussion here. It was just more, just he
just wrote it off.
He tries to paint the black person in the wrong, like always. You know what I'm saying?
I wonder what his audience breakdown is. Has he ever said that? Like, what his demographics?
No, I've never heard it.
Okay,
I've never heard it say it. But
got fired. That black guy probably got fired, though.
No, he's talking about the guy from the YouTube channel right now. So,
that guy didn't get fired. It's his own fucking channel.
Well, he's not asking if he got fired. He's saying just that he paints the black people in the wrong. Excuse me. And I'm just wondering, because I mean we're bringing it back to the initial the conversation we had earlier about audience capture and who he might be making the content for. That's just something to consider. Why he might take certain perspectives. Maybe not. I hope not. I would believe that I would be above that. I think, but you never know. And he may be. That's why I'm saying I don't want to make a definitive statement as far as that goes. He may genuinely just feel like black people be in the wrong most of the time. I don't know. Yeah, I can't say, but
the story is also going to report about our majority going to be blacks in the wrong, but it's just sometimes it's just how he says it. You know what I'm saying? It's not what he says, it's how he says it.
No, and I definitely hear that. It makes a big difference. So I would just say he's probably taking into consideration his audience. I would be really curious just because it may be mostly black folk that watch him. I don't know. So I wouldn't rule that out. So that's why I'm so curious. I wonder if he has, who knows what the audience.
I've never even heard of this thing. It sounds like PB Jakes.
Well, Kent sent he sent all of us his videos several times. Excuse me. I've watched his videos a few times because of Kent, so he gets fucking recommended to me every now and then, and I'm like, fuck me, this guy.
On that side.
I think I was lucky. I was able to skip those.
I've watched him. I've almost never agreed with anything he said, to be honest with you. So, I don't think you're missing out on much, but at the same time, who knows? I don't find him to have really that compelling of a perspective.
5%.
You said what?
About 75% of the time.
You agree with him? Okay. I feel that. Hey, that's probably about the same for me on people I watch. That's why I was talking to Deuce the other day. When I was looking through my algorithm, I could see how people get a little bit of an echo chamber in general, because I was looking at mine and I was like, there's a lot of shit that is kind of like, I'm seeing a lot of shit that I already agree with. So I'm like, I'd like to see some other shit. Which, I mean, typically I felt like I was pretty good about having pretty balanced content, but either way, yeah. Just recently, I felt like, okay, I can see how people get in these echo chambers. It probably happens to everybody. Being aware of it, I think, is part of avoiding falling victim to it. So that's why I wanted to really call it out for myself, so I could be mindful of it.
Yeah, you need to send me some of your people, Cole.
I have, Cole. Hey, y'all are scared to talk on my shit. I put videos in the chat. People just ignore it. They're like, nah, man, I don't even want to argue with Cole because he might tear me up in the chat. I don't even want to get into this shit right now. I don't think I got time to do my researches.
All right, folks, and you respond.
I like to respond. No, I do. Brother, I send shit. What do you mean? When I find shit, I sent 2 fucking videos today at least about fucking unions and shit. So, how do you not see them? Get off your goddamn garbage fucking phone carrier. What the fuck? Yeah, definitely. I mean, I found it interesting. So, I mean, if I find something really interesting, I usually share it in there. But, sometimes, like I said, y'all won't respond to shit. So I'm like, I'm not going to just respond. I'm not going to just drop shit if people don't want to watch shit. So.
It be, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's got so I mean, you said what?
You said what? Get a headphones. That's my problem.
Gotcha,
I don't have no headphones right now.
Definitely headphones. These that I'm wearing right now. I love these things, man. Nice, comfortable fit. I like the over the head ones though. I don't know if do you have earbuds?
I had earbuds. I don't know what they at now.
Oh yeah, you gotta get some of those, man, for sure. I remember you having the Bose back in the day.
Yeah, so I had 2 pairs.
Yeah,
and I don't know what I lost them.
I'm gonna be honest though. I feel, and I told you this before. I feel like you listen to that shit like extra fast. I see the utility in like just hearing more shit, but I do feel like you'll probably lose a lot of context listening to shit like that.
I love it.
I hear you. I'm just being honest, but I hear you. I mean, look, I'm definitely not able to listen to as much as you, so that would be your criticism to how I listen to videos. Is like, I'm listening to double shit. Yeah. I know you. When we were doing this before, you were doing it. And I was like, but then honestly, I've watched other people and other people do it, so it's like that's probably just me overthinking it. So that's why I always share shit, and I'm like, it's just I like to share it because we are creators, so we get to brainstorm. But I definitely might not be right.
I feel like people getting bored watching it. Like I be into it, but then I feel like people getting bored. So let me speed it up.
Well, I think just hop in and give your commentary if you feel that way. But I think that's just us as people. We get a little uncomfortable or whatever, or we're trying to think for other people, making assumptions. This happens in our regular life where we make assumptions and we talk to the person and they're like, nah, that was never a problem or whatever. So I think, I think that's normal. I get the same way where I'm like, is this really interesting? And most of the time, either I need to make it more interesting or sometimes I feel like people actually don't like when you pause it so much. They're like, damn, I was trying to watch the video and you keep on going on your fucking rants.
You know what I'm saying? You got to stop it. That's the point. You're doing the reaction.
I watched I don't know, you probably don't know these people, but like XQC did this debate with fucking Ethan Klein, I think is his name, from the H3 podcast, where he like confronted him about like copyright and doing reaction videos, and they got into it like to the point where they were like, yo, the original video that you reacted to is this long, your reaction to it was like 30 seconds longer, and they're like, is that acceptable? Are you adding enough commentary to it to make it transformative? I guess the law is actually, for free use, the law is that you have to take something and make it transformative in some way, so change it. So by having commentary or whatever. So in his case, he's saying like, basically saying like, oh wow, dude, oh my god, that's nuts, isn't enough. You need to have more to say, which I understand. But like I said, I can have a little bit too much to say. I'll be putting out 8-minute videos, 30-minute videos for 8-minute videos and shit, freestyles and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I can start my Politic channel. I think I can post on it tomorrow, 24 hours.
Post on it tomorrow, 24 hours. What do you mean?
They made me wait 24 hours.
Oh, they made you wait 24 hours. I got you. Well, one thing I would say, bro, you should cut these up. You've seen I did this. I cut your fucking video up and posted one. So it's like you should just take these and cut them up and drop them as small videos on your politics channel or on your regular channel. I mean, this is content. You've done so many of these, and you only take advantage of the actual live time. So it's like you already have mad content to pull from that you don't even have to film. You just gotta break it up. So, if I was you, I would definitely think about doing something like that. I think we had great conversations tonight. Shit, put them in a small video, right?
Conversations and shit.
Yeah, this is dope.
Talking about shit.
I thought about it.
Elgin Baylor fucking cocked in the grave like fun.
Oh,
Elgin Baylor.
He said sucking cock from the grave, brother. I'll say it for him. Good God.
Oh,
he what? Yeah, no, he said that.
To be more careful.
Yeah. Shots fired.
What I tell you?
Shots. Yeah. Okay. Elgin Baylor dead again. Damn
How do you
it.
feel about Tom Brady owning the Raiders?
Oh yeah, I think it's hilarious. Fucking Jimmy Butler. He's just like, God damn it, this motherfucker will not stop following me around. Like
Jimmy Butler.
I'm not Jimmy Butler, Jimmy Garoppolo. My bad.
Oh.
Yeah, thank you for that. But yeah, so I mean, I don't know. I think it's cool. I think that's a good move. He's a minority owner, so I think having him a part of your franchise does nothing but it's only good things. I mean, aside from the fact he's probably running around trying to fuck ladies in the office, but as long as you feel like you can get that under control and reel that in,
Tom Brady.
Oh fuck yeah, Tom Brady! What are you talking about, brother? He's a single man. He's trying to make up for lost time. What the fuck are we even talking about?
He got another model girlfriend.
Oh my God! If you think Tom Brady is not telling that fucking 23-year-old model, "Hey, I'm gonna get other puss," do you understand? Okay, you're allowed to say you're my girlfriend now, but I'm gonna get other puss. Okay, so that's just what it is, brother.
But he was single though, like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he can act like.
What are you talking? Yeah, I mean, I doubt this fucking father of 2 or 3, however many fucking kids he has, is sitting here in the greatest quarterback of all time. I should say that as well. Is sitting here in a committed monogamous relationship with this model that he's been with for like 2 months or whatever. I highly doubt that. He just doesn't have to. He's not going to have to make that sacrifice. To be honest, it's to say it's a sacrifice might sound crazy, but let's keep it real in that sense.
Yeah, but I don't think he met nobody on the team. Can't be doing it.
Oh my God. Okay, I was kidding, but I mean, you think that he can't fuck anybody that works for the Raiders? You're insane. What are we even talking about? I don't think that he's a predator. I was kidding. But if we're gonna say that he might not, you know that he's at the stadium. We saw him at the stadium. Yeah, he's probably at the office. If the motherfucker is there, he could probably find a woman that will sleep with him. So it's like,
well, of course.
Am I tripping by this? Yeah. Am I tripping saying this?
He better slow down. You know that Raiders. I mean, whoever they are already in trouble.
Slow down.
The
brother.
And all that.
They would fucking that's not going to be an issue. But I hear you on that. That's a great point. But I think that Tom Brady brings so much cachet to a franchise. To talk about the original question, that I don't even remember who asked it, but the Deuce. Okay, so yeah, having Tom Brady on your franchise, having him as somebody that you can pick from to have a conversation with your quarterbacks, with other people on your team, but specifically your quarterback, like that resource, and to know that he's probably like he doesn't really have much of a reason to hold back much. Like if he's talking to the starting quarter, I'm sure he gives advice to everybody, to fucking Anthony Richardson. hey, here's this or that. But in reality, he benefits by Jimmy Garoppolo being great. He benefits by Aiden O'Connell being great. So these guys, I think he's going to have more invested. It makes a lot of sense. I wouldn't have been mad if he would have been a minority owner of the Dolphins, even after basically holding us down and, you know, fucking us for 15 years or however long it was. Yeah, so I mean, I would not, if he was, if it's way better than these other situations where you have fucking Jennifer Lopez, minority owner of your team, fucking hoorah. You can go over there and fucking talk to Tyreek Hill, give him a couple fucking pointers on footwork. Who knows? But you know, yeah. Who knows, man? Who knows? But so I mean, yeah, like that being the other example, like having celebrity minority ownership, I would much rather, like, you're getting the same thing from Tom. You're getting the celebrity aspect. People want to know what he's doing and what he's involved in, so they're going to talk about your team. How often do people talk about Jennifer Lopez on TV and she's like, oh, hey, by the way, Miami Dolphins, buy tickets, da-da-da-da-da. Fucking barely ever. It's like the only time that they're promoting the fucking team is when they're there at the fucking games, enjoying the other perks of being an owner.
She's the owner of y'all team? I didn't know that.
She's a minority owner. There's a ton of minority owners for the Miami Dolphins that are all like celebrities.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, we gotta go down to a game, cuz.
I would love that.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm
I love
saying?
that. I've never been to a Miami Dolphins game in Miami. I've only been to a preseason game, which I saw you at. So I've been to a game with you. This fucking coward cocksucker, fucking Deuce Andretti, that's not showing his face on the screen. I'll never forgive him for what he did, but whatever, he knows. We don't have to get into it. But yeah, no, I'd love to go to a game, brother. I would love that. Don't even fucking defend yourself, you scumbag.
I'll be down there in a couple weeks.
Oh shit! You gotta definitely schedule it out for me, brother, because I need to be able to put some money to the side and figure that out.
No, it's my cousin baby shower.
Oh, blessings. That's wonderful. But yeah, no, 100%, brother. I would love to. Definitely a Dolphins game. That'd be a movie. We do some content. Go down there. So.
MIA, baby. I'm
Yeah.
just club.
Just gonna go to the club, man. Doing no content. Oh yeah, you talking about the club in the stadium? Who said that?
Yeah.
Was that Big O?
Big O.
Right? Big O, yeah. Put us on. He said, man, I went to a Dolphins game. I said, fuck that. Fuck watching Ryan Tannehill throw 3 interceptions. Let me just go in here and get jiggy with it. Nah.
Get jiggy with it.
Yeah, you can't help yourself. Yeah. No, I feel it.
Keep just.
Yeah.
Y'all know nothing about that.
Nah, man. Yeah, you're right.
You're
right.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
Yeah, it's trash. You're right. Yeah, it's trash.
On it. A dog out of prison.
Oh shit. I mean, free C murder too. Fuck it. Let all the killers out. Fuck Bond. I'll say fucking Bond personally. You know, that's just how I feel.
Might get ready to jump off this thing, fellas. I gotta get up at like 6 in the morning.
Jesus.
2 a.m.
All right, you're a cat.
Y'all before the rain catch me.
You're scared. You're scared to go 24 hours straight on the live. I thought that's what we were doing, but all right. But no, yeah, it was great sitting here vibing.
Be knocked out tomorrow anyway, so
yeah, might as well.
As you can, pimp.
Yeah,
I hope Howard don't get knocked out.
One, I gotta get.
Hey, for real, do we feel like Howard's getting knocked out? Are we like most likely that's going to happen? Or I was thinking it wasn't going to happen.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
Okay, I'm glad somebody else said that, so I can feel better.
I ain't ready.
Okay.
I ain't ready.
Well, yeah, me either.
Mentally,
Mentally,
I don't think it's gonna happen.
no. Hey, honestly, this one will do it. I'm gonna let y'all know. This one will do it for me. If we lose power this time around, I think that'll be the straw. I can safely say that breaks the camel's back. So whatever y'all want to get out here and get into in the streets, it's fucking apocalyptic for Big Baby J. So just hit me up if that's even a possibility. If we can even hit each other up at that time, fucking sickening. Even thinking about that being a possibility, I'm sick to my stomach.
Less than a year later, got the emotion.
Less than a year later, nature just. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, shout out to the people in Hawaii that were just fucking obliterated by fire. So we should have a little bit of perspective on this, but at the same time, losing electricity, I think it's fair to say that's at least as bad as that. You know, at least as bad as that. I mean, imagine having the PlayStation 5. Imagine having the PlayStation 5 and the TV, not burnt to ashes. By the way, completely there, and it could work. And AC. Once again, also not incinerated by ashes. I'm trying to be compassionate, and I am. I think being compassionate. I think that would be terrible if all those things were caught on fire and I had nowhere to go, possibly family, like it gets bad. But at the same time, imagine having the PlayStation right there. It could turn on, but there's no fucking electricity going to it. Oh my God, I couldn't imagine. Like I said, I'm in the streets regardless of curfews, regardless of whatever the fuck they're saying around here. There is no Grady Judge. And fuck him anyways. Yeah, we're out in the streets. I can't do another fucking 2 weeks without electricity. I say, live by the sword, die by the sword.
I'm in agreement with that. That shit was crazy. I was thinking about getting a whole in-home big generator. Hey, my neighbor had one, and he got an old nice one, Generac generator, run his whole house.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, about 6 hours later.
Damn.
After the hurricane started.
I mean, brother, do you have a roof? Is my question. I thought you still didn't have a roof from last time.
I mean, there's a roof.
Yeah. Okay.
And there's a side, but it's nothing covering the siding. Oh, when it rains, my whole room get wet.
Okay. So, all right. So you're talking to me about a generator. You're talking to me about a generator, which once again,
I have a roof. There's some shingles up there.
He needs the siding.
Well, I gotta get both done. Hey, actually, I'm getting a metal roof, cuz. Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Love that. Working into the package.
Found it on the low.
Love it. Well, brother, what you could do is just pocket all that money and just let the fucking house fall where it stands and get fucking. So, I mean, you have options, is all I'm going to say. You definitely have some options you can work on.
That's not a good option.
That's not a good option. Well, I mean, at least this was already documented that there's a hole in the roof, so insurance won't let the money go unless you're using it for.
Yeah, I'm finally getting some money here this week and next week, finally. But
you've been saying. You've been saying that to me, brother. I'm just going to be clear. You need to say it to them.
It's actually happened. Like,
all right.
Happened.
Okay, I believe you. I believe you. But I believed you every single time you said it. It's the same thing when you were saying, "Hey, brother, I'm going live tomorrow." I always believed you. At a certain point, I'm going to continue to believe you. I'm going to continue to believe you because I always believe in you, brother, and I want you to know that. But I have to also let you know, brother, I believed you every time, and you made me wrong. So I'm just saying.
I probably said I'm getting some money, but like I'm getting money this time. Like,
okay, I like that. I love that for you, brother. I'm sad to hear that you're about to get hit by a fucking hurricane. You don't have a side to your house. That's damn it. That's ridiculous.
My lights in my kitchen and my living room don't work either.
Oh, great. All right. Well,
when I go to the break, I hear.
Damn. Yeah.
So you have a leak.
Yeah, your house was broke.
Yeah, I had to turn that part of the breaker off, so it didn't burn up the whole house.
Brother, I mean, holy shit.
I mean, but
your house might also need an electrician.
Since they don't want to come in on money, since they didn't want to.
I'm not trying to hear any of that. We need to turn this off right now because your fucking house sounds highly flammable. About to turn our whole fucking neighborhood into Hawaii for real. Get picked up and fucking caught on fire. Dude, I'm not trying to play that shit. You over here, goddamn. This man's fucking. This man's a flammable risk right in the middle of the neighborhood. Send this man some money so he can fix this shit, please.
When it rains, you can see that my walls be wet.
That's
hey,
crazy.
Gates, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna run this back and have you say all that. We're gonna make a short clip. So don't mind.
All right, cut.
And then anything over 25,000.
Over 25. Yeah.
Brother.
For real.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, if you need anywhere to go, during the storm, you already know what time it is. You're welcome to come here. But I mean, if you have any other options, I understand wherever you want to go. But I'm right here close by you, so if you want to slide on down here, just let me know. I don't know how much safer it'll be, but we have all walls. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
all the walls are here.
I right now, see my bathroom and the living room and the kitchen.
You can see the goddamn fucking tree out front. What the fuck are we even talking about, brother? You see the tree out. You see the tree out front. The goddamn birds sitting on the fucking tree branch. You got a great view right now, but the problem is that view is not gonna be looking so good when the fucking goddamn storm comes through tomorrow, man. That's all I'm saying. If it becomes an issue, I'm right down the street. You already know what time it is, and I have an extra bedroom even because my parents don't live here now. So, I definitely, be happy to bless you with a bedroom. Just let me know, brother. Stay safe, man. We gotta stay in communication. You should be doing a live tomorrow as long as we have electricity, right?
Yeah. We are. Yeah.
It don't even hit till Wednesday, right?
I think it's like Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, or something like that.
Tuesday night. Gotcha.
Okay,
one of them. So we just wake up to a fucking devastated landscape, and our lives are forever changed. Wednesday morning, like fucking Dorothy. Got it. Cool. Well, hey man, I look forward to waking up.
Yeah, before you know, you're gonna wake up in the middle of the night when your power goes out.
It's fucking 120 degrees in your fucking house, and you're looking at your child.
Sweat.
You're looking at your child that doesn't know what to do other than cry, and you're just wondering, well, goddamn, I'm glad fucking DeSantis has been fucking campaigning to become president this entire fucking time instead of just picking the fucking infrastructure that failed us last year. Jesus Christ. If they say anything about the goddamn cable, they're like, the fucking power lines are buried. Fuck you for saying that every time. Like, Jesus Christ. We should be good this year. The power lines are buried. Okay. Buried? What? You mean they're about to be flooded, bitch? What the fuck are we even talking about? Fucking put them back up in the air because the fucking burying them's not goddamn working. But, yeah, well, I mean, we see them. Yeah, we see them out.
It's too wet to turn the grid on. Fuck off.
Yeah. Bro, last time they felt the revolt was coming. They fucking they brought generators out here and just fucking plugged them right up to the goddamn grid. They're like, fuck it, that'll work for a couple nights. So the people don't start fucking eating each other.
Yeah. They're trying to say, it might be down longer than normal because we're gonna redo the whole grid.
Okay, hold on, what are you talking about? Is that what you were saying last time? That's what they said last time? They didn't tell you this? You didn't hear this, right?
No, that's what they said last time.
Okay, all right. Oof.
Well,
I thought you were just preparing us for something. I was like, oh shit.
They were saying if it since it went down last time, be expecting it to be down for a while because we're gonna redo the whole structure or some shit.
Okay. Well, they didn't expect a year later we'd be looking at them like there's no fucking excuses now then, bitch. Remember when fucking we were gonna redo the whole system last year? All right, well, fucking here it is. It's time to see what the fuck you did. You know what I mean? Time to see what you did, what fucking 2.0 does. Give me a fucking break. If that shit hits Tampa, and we lose electricity, brother, I can't have faith in living here anymore. To be honest, I have to look at this place and be like, yo, this motherfucker literally, I already knew it could go whatever at any time. But it's like, it's just a little ridiculous. Yeah. Every year it's just not going to work.
So that supposedly that's north, Big Bend is north of Tampa. That's like where you start that curve going to the Panhandle.
Well, what are they projecting it is at that point? I know it's a tropical depression now. So, I mean, are they even expecting like a 3? Got it. All right. Well, I mean, I know that. Not that I don't feel terrible for anybody that this impacts, and I'm sure that there's 3s and all that have done terrible damage. But when that motherfucker hit us here, that bitch was like a 5.
Yeah, and it wouldn't move.
Yeah, that shit was sitting over top of us over here, and it was just a 5 the whole time. So. Hopefully, I mean, we've experienced 3s and stuff like that. And that's why a tropical depression, I'm, definitely trying not to be worried about. It's always the other motherfuckers that start to freak out. It's like, damn, am I going to get my whole family fucking just drowned in this motherfucker just being too relaxed? I asked my woman, I'm like, do we need to put storm shutters up? This whole time I felt like we should be good, but Like the motherfucker across the street is putting storm shutters up today. And I'm like, dog, your whole family's just gonna be sitting in there fucking in pitch black during the day or whatever. Like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? If that's what it is, but you know,
you put them
I don't
up
know.
last?
We'll see. I did put them up last time. Yeah. Thankfully, because it was crazy.
Hurricane windows upstairs. That's a nightmare. That was a nightmare.
Yeah. Well, I don't remember. Were you at your house for the actual hurricane, like when it hit?
I was at the nursing home.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. That's right. But your family was there, right?
No, she was at work. Her job was a shelter, so they went up there.
Oh, okay, that's right.
They had a nursing home come there.
Yeah. Well, thank God, though. Thank God that they had a place to go and they didn't have to be there when that was happening. I know here it sounded crazy, but I mean, you've been to my house, so I mean, we were crazy blessed in the whole situation. Didn't have any damage really, so very blessed. But it sounded nuts when that motherfucker was over us and shit. Definitely sounded crazy. And it's a humbling situation, like things like that, like acts of nature. You have to understand, like, we're not excluded from that part of living. You know what I mean? As humans, we're so removed from nature with how we live every day that when something that we literally can't, we just have to sit and let happen, like tornadoes and shit. You just gotta sit in the house and be like, hopefully it doesn't hit our shit. Bro, in Indiana, tornadoes were crazy. They were like hurricanes here, where it happened a lot. I was very fortunate, again, not to ever be hit directly with one, but it was like, it would just be on the news. You get on the news and they'd sound the tornado alarms in the city, and it'd be on the news like, hey, what was that?
Is that in Hurricane Alley?
Or Tornado? You mean Tornado Alley? Yeah. No, but I think the place that has the most tornadoes, actually, I think it's like Oklahoma and shit like that. But it happened. Yeah, it happened a lot for sure. I remember that being, just a thing. And sometimes I would be with family that lived in fucking trailers, and it really is like, put that in perspective. And same thing here. And when hurricanes happens, there's trailers around here. Like sometimes the poorest people, they're in the most vulnerable locations to be just fucked. So
trailers got destroyed out there.
Oh yeah, I believe it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's some in Fort Myers. They're not even rebuilding.
Bro, Fort Myers. Some of the pictures. Yeah. I'm listening, Kent. What were you saying?
No, they're not even allowed. It was a mobile home park.
Mm-hmm.
Said, no, not going to be a mobile home park anymore. So the houses that were still decent, they even got rid of those.
Yeah, but the mobile home, they're like, yeah, we're going to build some fucking condos here, make fucking goddamn triple our fucking money, quadruple.
You come back.
Yeah,
3
definitely
points.
come back. Yeah, we need that, but definitely come back, please. Trying to finance that. Well, brother, here, I'll let you go because you got to get up and get your shit done.
Get it.
Yeah, I definitely, hey man, we got to coordinate. I would love to get on another live. I might do one earlier tomorrow. I might do one at like 6 because I might drop a video at 6, but then also do a live. So we might be able to do some joint shit there if you want. And if everything's still running as it's supposed to later on in the night, then you know.
Yeah, his stuff must have went dead. All right, cool. Get on up out of here.
Politics. I get to it's fun, man.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate
Appreciate it.
tapping out. Find me everywhere.
Well.
Slime.
All right, man. I'm gonna get up out of here. We'll see y'all next time. And I'll be on time next time. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're gonna do. Hit y'all with that. Booyaka, booyaka.